Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom. Let's do this. Grateful to the Most High King for another beautiful Shabbat day. May the Most High be praised from everlasting to everlasting. We're a beautiful land at Temple Kifarim, giving our honor and praise to the Most High King. You know that little countdown that you see there? We're going to do something about that countdown real soon. We're going to do something about that countdown real soon. We got to change stuff up, do stuff differently. You know, when you grow, when you develop, when you mature, signs of growth are in the process of doing things differently. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to grow, we're going to mature through this process of getting accustomed or acclimated to live stream viewing on social media, on YouTube. So we're going to take our time and we're going to grow, we're going to develop, but we want to bring you all with us as we do so. So may the Most High be praised, because we're here today to give glory and honor to our King, the Master of all creation, humbling ourselves to his throne, to his glory, and to his honor. The Most High is worthy of all praise. And it is our responsibility to acknowledge the Most High in all things. Not just when you want something, not just when you need something, but even when you're resting at peace, looking around at your life and you're comfortable with your life. Even those times, it's times for us to acknowledge the Most High King. How many of us actually do that? How many of us lay in the bed at night or early in the morning and just say, thank you, Father? How many of us are on our jobs, you know, whatever it is that we do for a living, and just pause and say, thank you, Father? How many of us is sitting on our porch holding our children or watching our children as they play in the dirt and the grass and just say, thank you, Father? See, we don't have to wait until calamity hits us or tragedy hits us, and then he bring us out of that to say thank you. We can just thank the Most High at all times and any times, because the Most High is always on alert to look out for you. He has his angels protecting you daily, and you may never see them, but they're there. They're there. And we got to realize that the Most High is always with us. And Moreh Neftali from Temple Kifarim, the original Temple Kifarim, Moreh Neftali used to always say, every time he got up and thanked the Most High, he would always say, if I had 1,000 tongues, it would not be enough to thank the Most High. And he was right, because the Most High does more than 1,000 things. And it exerts all of your energy for the rest of your life trying to thank the Most High for all that he does. So therefore, when the call comes out and the opportunity is given to you to acknowledge the Most High before the world, you should jump on that call and you should take advantage of that opportunity, because there are a lot of people who did not wake up this morning to thank the Creator. So many people did not wake up today to give praises to the Most High King. Mr. Otter, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Mr. Otter. We can always depend on Mr. Otter to be in the house. My man, that's my man. May the Most High be praised. And I should be coming to New York real soon to see y'all, Mr. Otter. If everything goes well, I should be up there within a month to stop and give y'all a visit. So I'm going to call you when I hit it in that direction. Maybe we can get together and chill a little bit. Usually I ain't going to have but so much time. You know, I'm in and out. But yeah, I'll reach out to you and your brother and the rest of the family and see if we can give each other a hug, embrace each other, and break some bread and get something to eat at a vegan restaurant or something. And then I'm back on the road off on my way. Yes. We're going to see what we can do to make that happen. All right. So here we go, family. It's that time. It's that time to acknowledge the Most High and all of His wonderful doings, what the Creator does for us. Who would like to be first this day? Who would like to be first to give glory and honor to the Most High King? Who would like to be first? Anyone? Anyone? How many of y'all are just rushing to be first to type in there? May the Most High be praised. Thank the Most High for this beautiful day. Thank the Most High for life, liberty, health, strength, the faculties of my mind, the articulation of my speech, the movement of my hands, the beauty of my posture. How many of you are like rushing to hurry up and post that on the page to get the Most High's praise? You see, a lot of congregations, a lot of communities, a lot of people, when they start their class, they open up with a prayer. This is another form of a prayer, but in my opinion, much, 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 much more higher. Why? Because everybody's given the opportunity to express themselves. It ain't just one person praying. Everybody's given the opportunity to express themselves before the Almighty. And that's a beautiful thing. All right, you got it, Ishi. May the Most High be praised.
Shabbat Shalom. Say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. I am grateful to the Creator, the Most High Power and Only Power, for His protection and mercy throughout the week. I'm thankful for the health of our family, of our son, of our mind, and just having the right mind and just being protected, especially while you each are away at the time. I'm thankful for the Most High's protection and still staying, keeping us. I'm thankful for the opportunity to just hang out and get to know your daughters more, Ish, Tiana and her baby girl. I feel like I'm starting to build a relationship more with them and a few of them. So I'm grateful for that, and grateful that BK it got to see little by little, got to see more of his younger nieces and nephews, even though they all babies, but still is getting to see more and more of that, and I pray he can see more and more of that as time goes on. So yeah, I'm just grateful for just a well kept week. We're about My sister wife are about to start our fast. We're doing a raw food fast for the whole month of September. I am looking forward to it because I've never done it before. Eat raw before. I've never done it consistently. I'm grateful to see the opportunity to do it and to do it with someone, my accountability partner, my sister wife, and I'm grateful to see like how my body will turn out, what my mind will be like after, and just to cleanse my body. So I'm grateful to start that, and yeah, it's been a good week, and I'm looking forward to you coming home, Ish. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. You know, she said some powerful things just now. She said she's doing a fast and she can't wait to see how her body and her mind turns out. That's powerful because that's exactly what a fast does for you. It makes your body more healthier, more petite. It makes your mind more sharp, more focused. So I thought they was only doing the fast for a week. That's all I thought the fast was for. So I had said to myself, when they go on their fast, I'm gonna go on my fast. But my fast, I didn't expect it to be no whole month. But my fast is just drink, liquid. That's it. No food.
Are you gonna do a juice fast?
Yeah, that's it. Huh? I did a liquid fast for 3 months. Yeah, I know I could do it. I do whatever I want to do. I'm that kind of man.
You doing a juice fast?
Yeah, I was gonna do a juice fast while y'all was fasting. I was gonna do a juice fast, and
Oh,
yeah, I ain't tell y'all that though. That's what I had just made my mind up either this morning or yesterday. When did I ask you how long your fast was? Or when you start your fast? Yesterday? Well, that's this morning. Well, that's when I made up my mind that I was going to do this fast with y'all.
Wow. Okay, juice fast.
Y'all diet is becoming my diet. Y'all eating like I eat already. So I got to take it a step up. I got to go a little bit further. I'm going to go with just juice all month. What
Even
y'all?
on hold on. Even on Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, you gonna do juice?
What are y'all doing? Y'all doing y'all's all? So y'all not eating no food at all, just straight raw food?
Well, okay. I was gonna share this with Medaya too. I am.
Let's talk about it later.
I'm curious. I want to know what y'all gonna do.
I was going straight for 30 days.
Straight for 30 days? Ishi, what you gonna do?
Yeah, I was gonna do the same thing, but I'm off. My small adaptation. I told you each, but I didn't text Medaya this yet. I am going to be doing oatmeal in the morning as my breakfast. So
That's yeah.
sorry, that's my little adaptation. Sorry, I can't be hungry at work like that.
You won't be hungry. Let's try it. You gotta have faith. You won't be hungry. I did a liquid fast for 3 months. You won't be hungry.
I know you did a liquid fast for 3 months, and I congratulate you on that, sister wife.
No, but I'm saying your mind is telling you that. You gotta do it first. Don't plan to fail. Plan to succeed.
I am so grateful. I got these strong Nasheen here that's willing to sacrifice to give back to the Most High something that He didn't require, but He's willing to accept. Because that's what fasting is all about. Turning down your plate for the Most High King. May the Most High be praised. So when the fast starts?
On the first.
When? Sunday night? Sunday night? When the sun goes down Sunday night? Okay, when the sun goes down Sunday night, they're going to be fasting. What day is the first? Monday, right? Monday starts Sunday night. All right. So when this, look at them getting scared. I don't want to start yet. Well, I'm giving the details so the people can join us. I'm going to ask the people who all want to fast with us. We can make it a big family thing. And they can't go the whole month. They can go for a whole week. 3 days even. But give them the opportunity. That's where our power is in. The more we do, the more people involved, the more power and the more souls involved, the more strength we get. So let's what y'all think about it, family? Who else want to fast with us when we fast starting Sunday night for a whole month, for the whole month of September? Who all want to fast with us? Anybody else? Nobody else? Okay. That's right, Aim. Shabbat Shalom, Aim. That's right, Aim. Tell them. This is beautiful. I see a lot of family support there. Definitely successful in making. All right. Did you say you were going to join us, Aim? Shabbat Shalom, Sister Aisha. Shabbat Shalom, Aim. Shabbat Shalom. Oh, well, okay. Well, anybody else who wants to join us, you're welcome to join us. We'll be beginning the fast Sunday night, tomorrow night, at whatever time the sun go down and wherever you at. No food for 18 hours. That's cool if that's what you want to do. If you want that to be a part of your fast, then so be it. You can formulate your fast any way you want. You don't have to do it just like we doing it. But what's some of the reasons why we're doing this fast? Would any of you two like to explain some of the reasons, what you hope to obtain, how you hope to please the Creator? What is it about the fast that you all are going to be doing it for? Ima? Ishi? So that's okay. Sometimes you got to do things that you weren't prepared to do. Is it anything that you can share with us as to the reasons why you're fasting? I mean, if it's real personal, keep it to yourself. But other things that you might feel that you can share with the rest of the family, is there anything that you can share with us to just let them about the fast? Some of the reasons why you might be fasting. Your mic works, right? I can let you have a mic. Ishi, is there anything you like to say?
Sure. Well, first of all, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
You don't have to apologize. You ain't did nothing wrong. You expressing how you feel. Do your thing. Go ahead. I'm listening. We listening. The world is listening. What's some of the things that you're reaching for, hope to gain in through your fast? What are some of those things?
Well, really, when my sister wife invited me to do it, it wasn't. I mean, fasts evidently are spiritual, but it wasn't a spiritual like conviction at first. It was more so um just for my body. That's mainly what I was thinking of, just because I haven't done this type of fast before. I've eaten raw before. We've like during Sukkot and stuff, um we've my sister wife would make like raw vegan tacos and stuff. So I've had raw food, but I've never, ate it consistently, breakfast, lunch, dinner, lunch, dinner, whatever, for 7 days for a month. So I've never challenged myself like that. And so I guess I was just thinking about how it would affect my body more so. The spiritual tip of it, I haven't really like really sat with myself and decided what it would be. I think I'm more so just in general looking forward to mental mental clarity, I guess, and sharpness, more sharp thinking. I guess I'm really just excited to see how what the after effect will be. I'm not per se looking for something specific from the Most High. I mean, not right now. Maybe something will come to my spirit tomorrow night before we start. Maybe I'll if I can find the time with BK, maybe I'll be able to sit with myself early morning after prayer and just like really see if there is anything spiritually that I can, write down or something. As of right now, that's kind of where I'm at with it for now. Just mental sharpness, mental clarity. I just want to see what the end result will be. I'm just excited for the end result, whatever that is. And then I guess more strength. Yeah, spiritual strength. I feel um yeah, yeah. This will be the other. I have done a fast before. It wasn't raw. Well, I guess it kind of was. You remember each when we did that? Well, I did it, and then I think you were doing something else too. But it was my fruit nuts and smoothies or fast or something like that. And I did that for a certain amount of days throughout the week, right?
Okay.
And then, but that fast itself lasted for a few months. Even though I ate, what I wanted to on the weekends, I adapted, I guess, each your way of eating as my fast at that time. You know what I mean? So, in a certain way, I have done a little bit of raw, but this is my first time doing it for a whole month straight. So I'm more so just kind of excited to see the end result, I guess, to answer the question, whatever that may be. And for mental sharpness and mental clarity, spiritual sharpness, spiritual clarity. That's kind of what I can think was coming to me right now.
All right. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah. All right. What's that say? I fast for mental clarity, discipline, and personal gains within my own strength. That's a beautiful thing to fast for. All right. What that brother say? Shabbat Shalom, Lakol, B'nai Israel. Okay. All right, my brother. What's that? The Brik Hayah? Dilak, Shabbat. Peace to all children of Israel. The covenant lives. The covenant lives. And the light burns bright. The Yaman awakened. The sovereign conscience of Torah fought in transformation. In a generation addicted to distractions, anxiety, and artificial stimulation, there arises a sovereign awakening, one not merely of authentic or heritage, but of mind. Okay, very good, brother. Yehuda Ben, Toda Rabbah. Thank you very much. And Ames says, believe me, all raw food fast will fill you up. You won't need any regular food. I'm sure that's what Ames talking about. Thing. It's a lot fullness from the foods and the fast itself. It's right. I'm on a body rest journey also. So y'all are encouraging me. Oh, a body reset journey. Yeah, well, come on, Aim. Come on in. Let's take this ride together. Keep this family building and growing and being strengthened by the help and support of one another. So, family, if you want to join us, you can join us. You can do it for as long as you want. If you only want to do it for one day is fine. All raw food or just liquid. One day is fine if that's the best you can do. But you know we fast every Wednesday also. Every Wednesday we fast from Tuesday night at 12 o'clock to Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. We fast automatically every Wednesday, no questions asked. We just fast. We don't eat nothing. For me, I don't eat or drink. And for the ladies, I don't know if they change up sometimes. Sometimes they don't drink. Sometimes they do drink. All right, brother Benjamin says he's on a fast. He's on the sixth day of a fast. All right, go ahead, bro. That's what I'm talking about. I'm on 6th day of a food fast. So all you're doing is liquid? Is that right, brother Benjamin? You just drinking? Huh?
I'm on day 6 of a food fast.
What does that mean? I mean, he's not eating food, right? Brother Benjamin, what does that mean? That means you're not eating food and all you're doing is drinking liquid? Or what are you cracking jokes? Okay, let's see where he at. I would think that he means that he's not eating food because he hasn't been doing it. He's been doing it for 6 days now, I guess. I don't know. No food. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That spirit. I knew you were strong for some reason. And that's a beautiful thing, bro. So we're doing the same thing then, basically. Okay, but sit there, NK. You've convinced me not to eat the oatmeal for breakfast, Lord. Total Rabbi for your encouragement. That's good, brother Benjamin. That's good. Wonderful thing. You know, it's spiritual people do spiritual things. And as you strive to get closer to the Creator, your mind should awaken you to more spiritual principles. Now, we didn't have to mention that to Brother Benjamin. He was doing it already on his own. So that's a beautiful thing. Let's keep this thing up. Brother Benjamin, is there any special reason that you wouldn't mind sharing with the family why you're on your fast? And I'm going to explain this in a moment before we begin. Is there any special reason why you're doing this fast of food and you're on a spiritual journey? Is there any special reason that if it's not too personal, is there any reason that you would like to share? For all of you who are just joining in, we got 1,700 people in the room now. For all of you who are just joining in, we're discussing, we're talking about our fast. We have decided, my Nashim had decided they were going to do a fast all week, all month. So I joined in and I'm stuck to do it all month with them. They're going to do a raw food fast. I'm going to do a liquid fast. So my brother says that, Brother Benjamin says he's on day 6 of his fast. And that's a beautiful thing. More organization in life must start with self. That's a beautiful thing. This is the reason why he's on his fast. So he can clean up some of the things that are not organized and structured properly in his life. And I wouldn't know that he had that going on because he seems to be a pretty organized guy. But, you know, we know ourselves better than anyone else do if we're honest with ourselves. So may the Most High be praised. Now, I'm going to be doing my fast initially because my Nashim was doing theirs. So I had decided to do it with them because I believe in supporting the family as much as I can. I had no idea that they were going to be doing it for a whole month. A week, 2 weeks maybe, but I didn't think it was for a whole 30 days and maybe 31 days. Didn't know that, but it's cool. We're with you. So that means on Yom Teruah, we'll be fasting for the whole month of September. But what I would like to fast for is to just give back and thank the Creator for all the things that He has done for us and what he's about to do in this month of September, October, November, and for the rest of this year. The Most High has been doing some powerful things for us. Powerful, powerful things. Things that we've been struggling for to obtain for so many years. The Most High broke the ice, and now he's just opening up the floodgates, and he's bringing all these blessings, all these, I mean, things that we've been, how many years now? 4 or 5 years trying to make happen. The Most High has just said, pow, there it is. And I'm so grateful, man. So I want to thank him. This is my way of saying thank you, Father, for all that you have done for us and the things that you are doing for us right now. We got so many things in the makings. I don't even talk about half the things we're doing. So the little things that you know about, the school and the land and all that stuff, that's only just a part of the process. We got a whole lot of other things, powerful, big things that the Creator's blessed us with and given us the opportunity to make happen and do and be involved with and be a part of, and we right there with it, and we're doing it, and we're grateful for it, and so thankful to the Most High for his blessings. Yes, we are. So that's the reason why I'm gonna do my fast, and I thank my Nashim. I thank them for putting that in my spirit to do that. You know, I always thank the Most High during prayer, but fasting and meditation is another way of thanking the Creator and clearing your mind and receiving a proper spirit in your essence along the way. So I'll be doing those things. May the Most High be praised. I pray that he accepts our prayers. I pray that he accepts our offerings of a sacrifice by fasting, that we're giving back to him for all that he has done for us. May the Most High be praised. To the Rabbah. All right. Anyone else want to thank the Creator for anything special? You want to go? Okay.
Shabbat Shalom, Lekalam, Shabbat Shalom for all things and everything, for the Most High allowing me to make it to another Shabbat day, for we know that life is in his hands, and what he allows is by his grace, his mercy, and his will. So giving thanks that the Most High saw fit that. Can y'all hear me? Is your volume bigger? Okay. Thanking the Most High for just all things that he has blessed, us with, and life, most importantly. I'm giving thanks to the Most High for my Hurim, my parents. Continuously, I give thanks for them, even though physically they're no longer here, but all the things they have left on record, their legacy, the things that they have done in this world that helps others to carry on, to fulfill the missions that they have placed. I'm just thankful for them. I'm thankful for all of those who I called upon as my uncles and aunts, who are my parents' comrades or brothers and sisters, who have done so much and left so many things for us to be able to uplift and carry on for the people, for the fight of the people, for the plight of the people. I give thanks for that. I give thanks to the Creator for my Ish, for his constant support, his strength, his endurance, for the Most High's blessing upon him and allowing him to be who he is in this day, at this time. Give thanks and praises to the Creator for my entire family, his wife, all the children that are in this earth from the wombs that we all have, and from the seed of my Ish. I'm just thankful for the support of family when you're going through difficult times or just trying to move forward and things happen. Family support is indeed very well needed and appreciated and given. I'm thankful for our community and the things that we consistently are doing here, uplifting, being a light. Whether others see the light or not, we still have to do the job that the Most High commanded us to do. because he sees the light. He sees what you do on a daily basis. And that's what most people, or we all should be thinking about, is what the Most High is seeing when he watches and looks over us. Not what everybody else is saying or what everybody else thinks. Because in the end, you answer unto him. And if you don't fulfill what he has placed you on this earth to do, you will be the one to have to deal with it. You can't blame it on anybody else. So I just ask for the Most High to continue to give, all of us strength, continue to allow us to open the doors that need to be opened. And thank the Most High. We had our first couple of days of school for the new year. We just reopened school on August 28th. And I'm thankful to the Creator for just everything he has done in preparation for our new school year. You could prepare for the greatest of things. You could have everything on point, and then little wrenches are thrown in, because what we do know is that, and we are believers of it, that there's an angel that the Most High places called Shaitan, and if your door is open, he's going to come in, he's going to meddle, and for some people, he has done that, and in the midst of that, they have tried to bring it over here, but our doors are closed. We don't open our door to Shaitan. And so I just pray that all those that he has meddled with, that they regain their strength, they regain their connection with the Creator in fullness, and be able to shut him out of the midst of them. That's something I constantly pray about and ask the Most High to keep the wickedness from amongst us. And every time I do, the Most High shows through. And so I'm grateful, though, because sometimes it can be very scary to ask for something, and the Most High does it in just that quick. Something happened the other day, and when I went to sleep that night, I woke up, I had a call, I listened to it, went back to sleep, went back to rest, and I had a dream or a vision, whatever the Most High, he showed it to me. He showed me the answer clear, like it was happening in real life. And of course, the next day, it was confirmed on this side. So, I don't take those lightly. I don't take a life lightly. And that's why sometimes, I don't like to share certain things, only because people in this world, even if they call you, like the title says, haters all around me, people will call themselves your brothers and sisters. And if you tell them your plans, they will pray hard against your plans. And so there's a lot of times when I do fast, I just don't share, because a fast is already taking a lot of your strength, and you're giving a lot of your time and prayer into that. So I don't want to give energy. I don't want none of my energy to have to go to fighting the enemies that are around me that I don't even see, but because they know about my path or things that I'm about to do, they're praying against me. And I know that the Most High is who he is. However, it's still things that just, it's just me. So we all do things differently. But I am thankful. I'm thankful that we're doing the fast as a family. I'm thankful Ish has decided to join us on his fast, but in the longevity of our fast. And I pray that whatever anyone is fasting for, that the Most High hears the prayer that they need through that time, answers them, gives them the results that they are fasting for. Because the best time to really reconnect with the Creator is through those times. Another reason why I will say I chose September to begin this fast is because it's a whole month right before Yom Kippurim. And for me, just thinking about all the things that have happened to us, to the people, that we love, just the blessing and the curses, or however you want to say, the negative things that have happened. Yom Kippurim is one of the most important holy days for me. And so I'm always trying to find a way to be better prepared for Yom Kippurim every year. I try to do something. I think in my mind, okay, what can I do to cleanse myself prior, before, a day before, 2 days before? Every year I try to challenge myself, because I know that day is something that the Most High had set aside for us to be able to repent, to come in and release all the old. And so I know for me, having a 1 day to release is a lot. And so to prepare, so that's pretty much why I chose September, to prepare for that, because it's a lot that we have to release. Even if we don't take notice of it, it is a lot. We carry a whole lot in 364 days, and some people, this is their only time they do release. And some of us, we do fast at different times. However, the negative energies that others put out there on you is another thing that, when you fast, to ask it for those things to be released from you. Because energy is very powerful. Words are powerful. Thoughts are powerful. All those things. So, yeah, that's where I'm in with it. And I'm just continuously praying for strength, discipline, clarity, understanding of everything in all matters. And praying that the Most High continues to bless our efforts in this path. So,
May the Most High be praised. May the Most High be praised.
all right. Chief Malak says, thankful to the Creator for my life and the lives of my loved ones. Thankful to the Creator for allowing my wife's hospital visit to be successful and for a healthy 5-month-old brewing. Laughing out loud. Baruch Ha-Elohim.
Most High be praised.
And Katia says, thankful to the Most High for life and the energy that sustains it. I'm grateful for my ability to utilize this energy to accomplish essential tasks. My sister's wife said, I saw a video on Instagram where a man was talking about the benefits of fasting at least twice a year to detox and remove parasites. I don't remember how long, but the group of people he was talking about did a particular fast every few months for that purpose. She said, that's beautiful. That's why I told her for sharing why you chose the month of September.
All right. Shalom, shalom, family. Shalom, shalom, shalom. If anyone else wants to thank the Most High for anything special, please feel free. Just type it in the room, or you can take the microphone. Brother Asa, did I see Brother Asa come up on the screen and say shalom, Shabbat shalom? I thought I saw Brother Asa pop up on the screen. Shabbat shalom, Brother Asa. Sister Gabby, Shabbat shalom, Sister Gabby. Shabbat shalom. All right, let's rock and roll, family. Let's rock and roll. If anybody else wants to thank the Most High, you can just type it on the screen, or you can come in and get the mic and you can speak into the platform, however you choose. All right, so now, this is the time. Until we get that, somebody else typing in some acknowledgments to the Creator, this is the time now where you can give your commandment. So let's go. Let's give some commandments, y'all. Let's give some commandments. Just type your commandment on the screen. We'll read it. We'll explain it. Sister Ornette, Shabbat Shalom, Sister Ornette. Moshe, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, bro. May the Most High be with you. If you got anything you would like to thank the Most High for, please type it in the screen. If you got a commandment for us to go over and to read, please do your commandment. Or if you just got a question that you want to ask and you want your question answered, just feel free. Type it in the screen and we'll address those issues, those questions, those commandments. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. 3 times a year, all male must appear before the Most High. 3 times a year. Does anybody know what those 3 times a years are? What are those 3 times in every year that all males are commanded to appear before the Most High? I'll give you a hint. You can look in Deuteronomy 16. Ever since I saw that video, it's been in my spirit to adapt that principle, fasting around this time and maybe before Passover as a cleansing and parasite removal. Very good. Pesach? No, Passover is not one of them, actually. Passover is not one of them. Now, Passover is connected to one that is one, but Passover is not. He doesn't say, I want you to appear on Passover. But the day that's connected to Passover, he does. 3 times a year. Okay, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and that's the one that's connected to Passover. The Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Feast of Weeks, and the Day of Atonement. All right. Hagmatzo, Yom Kippur, and Sukkot. Oh, she went deep. She hit the Hebrew on us. Go ahead, girl. Boy, that's my Nasheen right there, boy. That's my Nasheen. May the Most High be praised. May the Most High be praised. Yes, 3 times a year, all males are supposed to appear before the Most High. Now, why is it that he didn't say the Day of Atonement? Because the Day of Atonement is like the most important day of the year for us, we would think. The Day of Atonement is when the Most High covers our sins. He don't blot them out. He don't remove them. He covers them. Kippur, Yom Kippur. And Kippur means to cover. It don't mean to eradicate. It means to cover. So what the Father's doing is he's covering your sins, giving you the opportunity to live a sinless life. Now, I like to quote Nasik Shema on this because this is where I got the understanding from. And I lived the understanding, I accepted the understanding, but he capitalized off of it. So I like to use his terminology and give him credit so his name will be remembered too. And what he always said was, just because you sin don't mean you're a sinner. There's a difference. Just because you sin, meaning you make an accident, you're not doing it intentionally, then you're not a sinner. A sinner is someone who willfully does wickedness or sinful things, knowing that they're doing wrong, but yet continues on to do it. That's a sinner. So the Day of Atonement is to, yes, the Day of Atonement is not one of those. You just named them. And the Day of Atonement wasn't mentioned in there. Oh, who put Yom Kippur? Okay, well, Yom Kippur is not one of them. I didn't know y'all put Yom Kippur. Oh, no, Yom Kippur is not one of them. My apologies, family. I told you something that wasn't right. No, you go search them out, and then you come back and you tell me. Yeah, Deuteronomy 16th chapter. Pull it up, y'all. Let's pull it up. Deuteronomy 16th chapter. I didn't even notice you put that. Uh-huh. Here you go. So what is it? Type it for the family. Yom Teruah. Very good. Yom Teruah is not one of the feast days, though. Yom Teruah is not one of the 3 days, 3 times a year that we're supposed to appear before the Creator. These things are important. You're supposed to know these things. Now, a lot of Israel don't honor the Creator in this way, but this is a commandment of His. You don't have the option at that time to stay home because you want to stay home. The Creator commands for that, for you to appear before him 3 times a year. Therefore, if you tied to a community, you should be traveling to that place of worship those 3 times a year. You know how you prepare to go on vacation ahead of time? You know how you save your money up, you get your money right, and all that stuff you do so that you can go to Bahamas, Jamaica, Greece, Puerto Rico, Mexico. You know how you save your money up for that? You should be saving your money up to appear before the Most High in the congregation that you're affiliated with. And if you're real slick, you'll be jumping around from place to place to place to place. But on those 3 years, 3 events out of that year, you will be in one of those places. And our doors are open for all of our people. On these holy days, we don't shut you out. Even if we got a difference with you, we don't care. Those things are not important. When the Most High commands for you to assemble in the place where he places his name, and in this particular time, this is where the Most High placed his name, us being called by his name, being placed in this captivity, we are to assemble in these places and worship him on these holy days. So that's what we do. Unleavened bread, Feast of Weeks, and Yom Sukkot. My apologies, family, but that's the correct answer. 3 times a year, all males are to appear before the Most High. And you can bring your family with you if you choose, but the males must appear. And we got a lot of brothers and sisters that don't do this today. So, we need a lot of more unity. We need a lot more unity to break place in our nation today. Right? On the Day of Atonement, lost but found. Shabbat Shalom, lost but found. The Day of Atonement, we're not commanded to appear before the Most High. We're not commanded to. Maybe this is something that the Most High saw that he didn't want to have us make us do. May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah. Iman, you got that? I'll close my mic. All right, Brother Moshe. It says, commands, Deuteronomy 16:16 commands that all Yisrael male appear before the Most High 3 times a year at specific festivals. And that festivals is Moedim. The actual word is Moedim, which means appointed times. The Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Feast of Weeks, and the Feast of Booths. I just got something. I think I might know why the Most High doesn't command us to come up for the Day of Atonement. Maybe. And that is because the Day of Atonement is not a feast day. Each one of these feast days that we just mentioned are about celebrating and eating food. We're celebrating the Passover, we're eating food. All right? And then the Feast of Weeks, we're eating food. The Feast of Weeks is, you wait that whole, 49 days. On the 50th day, you partake of the food. And then on the Feast of Booths, you're eating all week for 8 days. Every day you're supposed to have a feast before the Most High. So that's possibly why the Day of Atonement is not included in that. Because on the Day of Atonement, you do the opposite. You don't eat and you fast in any manner that you choose, but it's a different type of thing. All right? So may the Most High be praised. That makes sense now. We are abstaining from food to get cleansed in every way. May the Most High be praised. That's right. All right, question. Is it all males, including children, or is it men? Meaning you have to be a certain age. All males are to appear before the Most High. All right, all males. It didn't say just men, meaning males. Right? All right. Are there any other comments or anything I missed? Any other questions? Any other comments? All right. You might turn down a little bit, please. All right. Are there any other commandments? Anybody else got a commandment for the day? You ready? All right.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My commandment can be found in the book of Deuteronomy, Devarim, chapter 25, verse 4, and it reads, "Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn." And so I think um, of course, land, and when you have an ox out there, if an ox has a couple of jobs, one, they use ox to pull things, you may use it to pull if you're tilling the grass, you may use it back in the day. People still do it, I've seen, to pull the tiller. And if the mouth is muzzled, then it's not eating as it's going, which is healthy for it because that's what they do pretty much all day. So you're causing it to go without eating and doing work, hard labor. And then I just think about that you muzzling a mouth, you don't know the other damages of what it does to the animal or a person either. I think about if someone is it's kind of like I think about they putting a stumbling block before the blind or something. So I always think about things that bring more harm than good. And of course, if the ox is supposed to be treaded out the corn, how can he do it if something is blocking him? So ultimately, I look at the law as saying, don't put a stumbling block before your people or your animal. Don't cause harm to your animal to be able to do their job, whatever it may be. That's it.
All right. Good. May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah. Very good. And can you imagine the torture that it is if an animal is accustomed eating all day, because mostly they eat all day, nibble, nibble, chop, chop, chew, chew, and then being forced to work, and all the things that you normally eat are sitting around you, and you can't partake of it. Psychologically, that's dangerous. It's dangerous. And that's probably why the Father put that law there. It's amazing. All right. Any other commandments? Anyone? Or any questions about that commandment? Anyone? All right. Are there any other commandments? Anybody ready with another commandment?
Okay.
All righty.
My commandment is Leviticus chapter 16, beginning at verse 29. And it reads, and this shall be a statute forever unto you, that in the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, ye shall afflict your souls, and do no work at all, whether it be one of your own country or a stranger that sojourneth among you. For on that day shall the priest make an atonement for you, to cleanse you, that ye may be clean from all your sins before the Creator. And it shall be a Shabbat of rest unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls by a statute forever. And the priest whom he shall anoint, and whom he shall consecrate to minister in the priest's office in his father's stead, shall make the atonement, and shall put on linen clothes, even the holy garments. And he shall make an atonement for the holy sanctuary. And he shall make an atonement for the tabernacle of the congregation and for the altar. And he shall make an atonement for the priests and for all the people of the congregation. And this shall be an everlasting statute unto you, to make an atonement for the children of Israel for all their sins once a year. And he did as the Creator commanded Moshe. So this is speaking of the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippurim. And I thought of this because we were talking about, of course, Yom Kippur and fasting and all that stuff. And I think it's interesting that the Most High tells us to afflict our souls, but he tells us not to work. That's one thing, but he says to afflict your souls, but he doesn't say specifically how to afflict your soul. I think that in a way that is the Most High just giving us the free will to express ourselves to him, to express how we want to afflict ourselves to the best of our ability in a way that we see fit to him. Whether, of course, most of us fast from food. That's the easiest and I guess most common way, but there are other ways to afflict your souls that people do. I think people pray like, specific times throughout the day more often besides the 3 times that we as a family pray. I'm talking about like every hour maybe, or even every half hour, right? um Maybe not watching certain things, or I don't know, there's you can add things on top of it to afflict your soul, right? To cause discomfort. And I'm thankful that the Most High gave us that free will to express that to him in the best way we see fit, because that gives us the creativity to do it and to see, okay, I want to do it this way. I think this way will be really special. I think this way will be really meaningful. Besides fasting from food, right? What's something else you could do to add to that list to afflict your soul? So I'm grateful that the Most High gave us that free will in that way, even on such a high holy day. I think this is the highest holy day we have, right? So even on this high holy day, he still gave us that creativity and that free will, which is a blessing. It's a good thing. And I also want to point out that it doesn't say for the people to wear a specific thing, but the priest. And I think verse 32 is talking about the high priest. I'm pretty sure, because it says the minister in the priest's office in his father's stead. So I'm assuming he's talking about Aaron being, because he was the first high priest. So the priest shall wear linen, specifically linen, not cotton, not anything else, but specifically linen. And we all know that linen, I think, has the highest frequency rate among the fabrics. I believe it is. I think. I could be wrong. But the Most High says for the high priest, the priest, but I believe it's the high priest, shall wear linen, the holy garments, making atonement for the holy sanctuary, for the tabernacle, for the altar, for the atonement for the priests, and for all the people of the congregation. So the high priest at that time had a very, very, very heavy responsibility this day. So whoever is your spiritual leader on this day, or really any day, you should be supporting your spiritual leader, but specifically on Day of Atonement, it is a very, very heavy job for the spiritual leader, or in this case, if we were doing it correctly, it would be the high priest to lead the people on this day, to sacrifice on this day, and to make atonements for the people on this day. Very, very heavy job mentally, spiritually. So it's very important that we do our best to, as the congregation, as the people of Israel, to do our part on this day. Fasting, afflicting our souls in whatever way you're choosing on that day, and supporting the spiritual leader on that day, because they're also doing what they need to do to atone for us in certain matters, in a certain type of way. I know we're not back in our land and can't do it completely right, but the spiritual essence of it is still there. So the spiritual leader on this day should be very much supported as well. So, Toda Rabbah, that's my commandment.
All right. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. The Levitical priests were commanded to wear a certain fabric on that particular day, the high priests. But all of the priestly garments was made out of linen. All of them. They was real fly. Real fly. And yes, wool and linen has the highest frequency of all the fabrics that we have on the earth. And I think silk might be close to that. Yeah, I think silk is close to that. So the Most High, he knows what it is that he's doing. when he designs for us to do things a certain way. We don't know. Sometimes we catch up to that knowledge later in life, but it's best that we just obey what the Creator commands of us. Very good commandment. Very good commandment. May the Most High be praised. All right. Now, lost but found says in Tehillim, Psalms 32, the Most High uses the example of a muzzle as a tool to get the sinner back in line when they don't listen. Yah pleads with us to not act like a mule donkey in this way. Very good analogy. I like that. Moshe said, law number 153, the new moons ought to be observed to set Yahweh's feasts. Exodus 12 and 2, Deuteronomy 16 and 1. And I'm going to share something with y'all that I wasn't aware of. And one of my brothers, Barak, he brought it to my attention. And we had a long conversation with it at a feast we were at just not too long ago. A funeral. We went to a funeral, and after the funeral, we had a repast thing, and we were sitting down talking. And that is that the new moons is not a law. It's not a Shabbat day. I always thought the new moon was a Shabbat day. And he's right. We looked it up. We did the research, and he was right. The new moon is not a Shabbat day. Although you are to observe it. That means like have a class, have a service, or do whatever you're going to do to observe it, but it's not a commanded as a Shabbat day. So may the Most High be praised. Torah Rabbah, and thank you, Brother Moshe, for bringing that up. Ain Katir, Shabbat Shalom again, Ain.
Shabbat Shalom. I am going to read Ain Keter's law. It can be found in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verses 6 through 9. And it reads, and these words which I commanded thee this day shall be upon thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house and upon thy gates. And her explanation is, Yeshua is commanded to demonstrate deep and undivided love for our Creator by daily seeking Him with all our hearts, doing His commandments, and allowing His laws to assimilate into our beings generationally.
May the Most High be praised. Torah Rabbah.
And it's like 3 more. You want me to read them?
Good.
I also want to say I really appreciate Aim putting that up there, because at our school, Goshen Beer Academy at Temple Kifarim, every rising before we go into class, we do tefillah, and then each child gets a chance to recite the Shema, which is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 through 13. So we do that daily as a reminder. So Torah Rabbah Aim for bringing that law out. Next, we have Shabbat Shalom, Zaquina Laurel, Sister Kimya, Shabbat Shalom family, all praise to the Most High, sovereign of Yisrael. Her commandment is in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 23. Let me get it for you guys. And it reads, then it shall be, if he hath sinned and is guilty, that he shall restore that which he took by robbery, or the thing which he hath gotten by oppression, or the deposit which was deposited with him, or the lost thing which he found. And we can wait for her to send an explanation. Torah Zaquina. Brother Asa, his law, it says his law can be found in Deuteronomy 18, verse 20. 1 second.
18,
Yeah, Deuteronomy 18, verse 20.
22.
Yeah, then he put verse 20 next.
Okay.
But the prophet that shall speak a word presumptuously in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other deities, that same prophet shall die. And then, so his explanation is, do not be afraid to unalive a false prophet. Okay.
Right. I see where your mind at, brother. No trouble, man, no trouble.
And brother Moshe's law can be found in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 36. And it reads, 7 days you shall bring an offering made by fire unto the Most High. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall bring an offering made by fire unto the Most High. It is a day of solemn assembly. You shall do no manner of servile work. And he said that's the last great day in a Shabbat of rest and holy convocation. Shemini, is that Shemini Atzeret?
Yeah.
Yep, Shemini Atzeret. Okay. Total Rabbah. No, and if you want to put your explanation up, I'll read it once you put it up.
All right, family, here we go. Here we go. So who knows what today is? Today is the Shabbat day. And today's lesson is called Haters All Around Me. I say that with a smile on my face. Haters all around me. How many of you feel that exact same way? That you got haters all around you. Everywhere you go, everywhere you look, you got haters. All they want to do is bring you down. What I'm here to tell you, that a lot of things is just viewed on based the way how you see things. You might think somebody hating on you, but they ain't really hating on you. Sometimes it is because you just don't do things right. And then when people expose your dirt, you upset. But then you got genuine haters, people who sit in the dark and wait until they can find an opportunity to bring to light your shortcomings or things that they think are shortcomings, or sometimes they just spread rumors and lies about you that are completely false. You know why? Because for some reason, Black folk, we draw to lies. Well, we're drawn to gossip. We're drawn to rumors. But the bad part about all this is that when somebody speaks ill about you, no matter what you do to prove your innocence in this matter, almost no matter what you do, the first thing people do is you're guilty of what you've been accused of, what you've done, and what they said about you. You are automatically guilty. And that's just how we view things. Even in the white man's court of law, the white man says innocent until proven guilty. Now, I'm not saying that they enforce it that way all the time, but it is written that way in their code. But here in Israel today, no, we don't get that. We're guilty until proven innocent. Why do you have to prove your innocence? What should happen is that the person that's bringing all these accusations and charges should have to prove their guilt, that you're guilty. That doesn't happen. We hear something and we run with it. But there's a lot of people, as I'm learning, they're not just regular haters. These people are envious of you and they want to see your demise. These people, they hide themselves, they camouflage themselves, and they fool you to make you think they're on your team, they're your friend or your sister. or you can rely on them and you can trust in them. And in all reality, they're waiting for their specific time to attack. And when they attack, you be like, man, I told you all my secrets. And now here it is. You on the opposing team coming against me. The only reason why you expose your secrets to the individual, it wasn't because you like to talk. It's because you thought you had somebody that you can confide in. And most people need somebody to confide in. You thought you had a son that you was raising up properly. Even he wasn't your biological son, he was an adopted son. You took a wife, a woman, and she had children. You raised them up, and y'all got real cool and close and tight. But what did he do? First opportunity he got, because he was envious of you. Instead of appreciating all that you have done for him, he became envious of you. And the first opportunity he got, he jumped out and lashed out and did some destructive things to try to hurt you or destroy you or take your wealth in many different areas to destroy your reputation and how people saw you and viewed you, because you was an upright guy or you was an upright woman. And you got accused of things. Do you know how many men are sitting in jail right now because of envy and jealousy? Because a woman had her child, she coerced her child to say that their father molested them or raped them. And she had them tell the police these things that wasn't true. Once that rumor got out, even though he didn't do it, but once that rumor got out, it destroyed his reputation, tore him apart, tore him down. It ripped him up. And she did that all because he got with another woman, married the other woman, and had children with the other woman. So she said she's going to rip him up. And that's what she did. Wickedness. And then you got situations where you got brothers who's supposed to be brothers. Supposed to be brothers. This brother go out and do something, call the other brother to come and help him. The other brother come and help, make sure nobody ain't looking, get the problem solved. And guess what? Shortly thereafter, he run into some trouble, and who he snitching on? Who's he talking about? Who's he giving up? Envy, jealousy. A lot of these things hurt. It hurts, and it's not good. There's a lot of us who felt that way, Aim. But it's for you to control and to master that emotion and not let that emotion master you. But too many people give in to that emotion. And when you give in to that emotion and you're living in that emotion, you do some wicked things to some innocent people who don't deserve it. Our readings today is going to pick up in the book that we read when we finished off at, bless you. Remember where we finished off? Everybody remember where we finished last week? It's something, it's amazing how the Creator causes these things to happen. What do I mean? The Father does some miraculous things. And what he did was, he causes some situations to happen this week that people are going to say while I'm teaching today, oh, he's talking about this, he's talking about that. I ain't got to talk about it. Our chapter, we read this last week. We ended up on this last week. Now, this week picks up at the prime time when the Most High revealed all these things through the week. So Prince is not digging and looking for things to talk about. The Most High reveals these things. I don't have to look. I bet you there's a lot of you right now sitting in the audience saying, man, I was just talking about that subject. Me and my whoever, we was just discussing that. The Most High knows what he's doing. You have to trust that the Most High knows what he's doing. And he does. Is that a commandment from Moshe?
He gave a commandment. I think he was just throwing up commandments along with your teaching.
Yes. A lot of people, I really wanted to hear what our teacher would say. Shalom. Sister Laurel, was there a question or something? Did I miss anything? Okay. All right, so we're going to move on. Sister Laurel, if there's anything that I missed or I'm unclear, please let me know and I'll try to straighten it out. There's a lot of people, both male and female, who have pure hatred inside themselves for you, but they mask it with a smile. They pretend as if everything is okay. And you could depend on them, you can rely on them for a period of time. And then, as I always teach, time is the true teller of all things. Time will tell on the person, believe me. They will mask it for a long time with a smile, I mean years even. Y'all might even grow up together. And then one day, they reveal to you who they truly are. And when they do that, it's not even for them to gain. It's only for you to lose what you have accomplished or achieved. They not getting nothing out of this situation except the satisfaction that they can say it was time for that nigga to fall, or it was time for that girl to be alone. I told him, and guess what? She don't gain anything from the situation, or he don't gain anything from the situation. Can you pull what Sister Laurel is talking about for me, please? They just want to see your downfall. They just want to see your hurt. And if you realize it, which you probably don't, usually it's the people that ain't doing nothing with their lives. No, not aim. Oh.
She said read the response before that. So I'm trying to see.
Usually it's the people that are not doing half of what you're doing. They're not involved in the activities of the nation and developing people and trying to help people and feed people and clothe people and house people and monitor people and help people with their problems and teach people the language, teach people how to live a better life. They're usually the ones that the naysayers about to fall by the side and ain't doing much, that get hard on trying to bring you down. If they work that hard on bettering their lives, they will be some powerful people. But they work harder on tearing your life down than they do in making their life great and successful. They will go overboard and over time to try to discredit you. But they don't do half that to better their lives. We're going to read about some people like that today. So in order for us to pick up where we left off, is Sister Ornita around? She's not here. Okay, I think I went pretty far. But I got to read this because last week, this is where we left off. We read all of 1 Kings chapter 11, and verse 26 is where I want to start today. We did read all of this, but this has to be reread for those who are just coming in today. Shabbat Shalom, Ima Sukari, Shabbat Shalom to you. May the Most High be with you, and happy to see you here with us today again. So we're going to start our readings in 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 26. All right? Everybody get your books. This is where we left off last week. It's going to filter into everything that happened with us this week. It's going to filter into that thing and then filter into another direction. So intentionally today, we'll be reading 11, 12, and 13. May the Most High be praised. Giving all honor and praise unto the Most High King of all creation, asking that he will guide my mind, my spirit, my body, my language, and my speech, as I approach unto you, his people. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Yeah. Let's rock and roll. Yes, we're going to start at 1 Kings 11, verse 26. All right? We're going to start at 1 Kings 11, verse 26. It says, Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, an Ephrathite of Zeradah, a servant of Shalomo, whose mother's name was Zeruiah, a widow, also lifted up his hands against the king. Jeroboam lifted up his hands against the king Shalomo. And this was the reason why he lifted up his hands against the king. Shalomo built the Milo and closed up the breaches of the city of David, his father. First, I want to cause you to see how big of a thing it is to raise up your hand against the king. It's a real big thing. It could cause you your life. To speak ill of the king could cause you your life. So to actually try to harm or hurt the king, just imagine what that could do for a man in his lifetime, because the king is like the supreme ruler. And you don't raise your voice against the supreme ruler. You don't get out of disrespectful against the supreme ruler of your people. The man Jeroboam was a very able. Now watch how they describe Jeroboam. He was very able. That means he was a knowledgeable man. That means he was a diligent man. That means he got things done. So he wasn't no slouch. And I don't want y'all to think that Jeroboam was just a regular person, because he wasn't. That's why he's mentioned in this book 3,000 years after his life. He's still being mentioned today. Jeroboam or Jeroboam. He was a very able man. And when Shalomo was full with wisdom. When Shalomo saw that the young man was industrious, he was creative, he was a go-getter. He didn't sit on his hands and just talk about people and try to bring people down. You know, he was putting in work, getting things done, getting things accomplished. And Shalomo saw this about him. And Shalomo liked it. And when Shlomo saw that the young man was industrious, he gave him charge over all forced laborers of the house of Joseph. So he was a commander to Shlomo over the house of Joseph. The house of Joseph is the tribe that he was from. But now I want y'all to remember this about Joseph. Joseph's blessings was that he would be a ruling class, a ruling nation. In the book of Deuteronomy, it says that Joseph would be a ruling nation within the 12 tribes. Well, what king came from the house of Joseph? We don't know. I do know, but I can't give the answer, because we're going to find out in a minute. So Joseph right now is set up to be a king, but it hasn't happened as of yet. But just for the record, so a lot of you know, Ephraim and Manasseh, they come from Joseph. So those two tribes equal the tribe of Joseph. And Ephraim was the strongest or the largest of those two tribes, but yet they represent Joseph. Ephraim did rule a lot of things, meaning they owned a lot of territory and property. And you'll read throughout scripture sometimes, they'll say the Ephrathite. It doesn't mean that that person was an Ephrathite in nationality, but it means that that person lived in a region that was owned by Ephraim. That's how powerful and wealthy Ephraim was. But they were not royalty in reference as a king or queen. They did not move on that level. They was governors and officials and all those things. They was not kings or queens until this time that we're getting ready to read about. So this prophecy of Joseph being in a kingship position is going to come to play in these chapters. And a lot of people didn't go that deep on this. A lot of people don't see those types of things, but this is a fact. Yahudah, Shlomo, was already in a leadership position. He was already the king. And as you all know, Yahudah is the kingship tribe. The scepter should not depart from Yahudah, which means that Yahudah was going to be ruling. The scepter should not depart from Yahudah until Shiloh comes, or till he comes from Shiloh. And at that time, when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, the prophet Ahiah, the Shilonite, found him on the road. Prophecy, Genesis 49 and 10 being revealed right here. The scepter shall not depart from Yahudah until he comes to who it is given, until he comes from Shiloh, or until Shiloh comes. And exactly what happened, Ahiah is from Shiloh, and he came. And when he came, he talked to Jeroboam. He's going to tell Jeroboam that the scepter is about to depart from Yahudah and be given to him. Joseph was supposed to be a king anyway. Do y'all follow me? The tribe of Joseph is a royal tribe, but they never had an established king. Joseph is being represented by whom? Who is representing the tribe of Joseph right now? Jeroboam. Jeroboam is from the tribe of Ephraim, which is from the tribe of Joseph. Y'all follow me? So it appears that Ahiah came, the Shilonite came to tell Jeroboam or Joseph that it's your time to rule. The Creator is going to take the 10 tribes from Yahudah and give them to you. But he didn't say it that way. But let's watch and let's see what happens. And the prophet Ahiah the Shilonite found him on the road. Now Ahiah had dressed himself in a new garment, and the two of them were alone in the open country. Then Ahiah laid hold on the new garment that was on him, and he tore it into 12 pieces. Ahiah is from Shiloh. He was a Shilonite. If you read Genesis, the 10th chapter, verse 49, Genesis chapter 49, verse 10, you'll see this prophecy being fulfilled. And he said to Jeroboam, take for yourselves 10 pieces, for thus saith the Most High El Shaddai El Elyon Elohe Yisrael. Behold, these are the words of the Most High. I am about to tear the kingdom from the hand of Yahudah. I'm about to tear the kingdom from the hands of Shlomo, who represents the tribe of Yahudah. And I will give you 10 tribes who represents Yosef. You follow me? He's going to give the 10 tribes to Yosef. But he shall have one tribe for the sake of my servant David, and for the sake of Jerusalem, the city that I have chosen out of all the tribes of Yisrael. Now here it says he shall have one tribe. That means that he should only rule over one tribe. Y'all follow me? Y'all follow me? But in reality, there are going to be other tribes that associate with him, and there's going to be stragglers from a lot of different tribes that don't want to leave. No matter what, they're not leaving Judah because they know Judah is the king. They know that the Most High's blessing is on Judah. But officially, by word of the Most High, he only got one tribe or two. All right, let's read on. 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 33. Because they have forsaken me. Why did the Most High do this? Because they have forsaken me. Who forsook him? The children of Israel. Now, this is something really important. I need to take your mind here for a moment. Prior to this, Prior to Shlomo getting old, Shlomo was on point with the Creator. He lived his life. He was on point with the Almighty. But when he got old, he allowed all those wives that he had from the Ammonites, the Jebusites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, all them wives that he had, the Egyptianites, all them wives that he had from all those other nations, when he got older, he allowed them to influence him to worship other deities like Ashtaroth, the Sidonians, Chemosh, the Moabites, Milcom. He allowed them to influence him to worship these deities. He set himself up by building them places and establishing them residence where they can worship their deities freely. He shouldn't have done that, but he did. When he allowed them to do that, he cursed himself. But he didn't just curse himself, he cursed the whole house of Israel. We also worship these deities in Jerusalem, where we only used to worship the Almighty. Are y'all following me? When the king does wickedness, the people follow. And at this particular time, the children of Israel was following their leadership, and their leadership was leading them to demons and demonology and false powers. And their leadership allowed it to be. So I had to paint that picture so what's about to take place, you will understand a little bit clearer. The Most High said, because we forsook him, he allowed the kingdom to be split. And we worshiped Ashtaroth, the goddess of Sidonians. Now let me back up a little bit because I want to make that clear to you. The city that I have chosen out of the tribes of Israel, because they, who? They. Who's the they? We like to point all the blame at King Solomon and say that King Solomon worshiped all these idols, but the Most High is making it clear that we did as well. The children of Israel that was under Solomon's lead, they worshiped idols. And we forsook the Most High and we worshiped Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Sidonians, Chemosh, the god of Moab, and Milcom, the god of the Ammonites. Now remember that word there, Ammonites. You know why? Because the Ammonites, Solomon's wife, who was an Ammonite, is, if I'm not mistaken, she's the mother of his oldest son. His oldest son that's going to inherit the kingdom after Shlomo departs this life. His name is Rehoboam. He was an Ammonite. And I want y'all to watch this, because as Shlomo is married to this Ammonite and the Moabites and the Chemosh and the Sidonians, he's allowing them to practice their worship of their deities. If he has children with them, what do you think they're teaching the children to do? If he's allowing them to worship the deities of their forefathers, they have children. Who do you think those children are worshiping? And this is why you don't hear too much about the sons of Shlomo. You don't hear absolutely nothing about Shlomo's children. And in a lot of instances, not even about a genealogy of Shlomo. If the man had 700 wives and 300 concubines, you know he got some children, right? Unless he was sterile, and he ain't sterile. He had children. It's just that they wasn't worth mentioning because they was low down, no good, no nothing, and they didn't do anything to elevate the nation of Israel. And that's why one kingdom after him, it was done. It didn't take long. Let's see. And they have not walked in my ways, doing what is right in my sight, and keeping my statutes and my rules, as Dawid their father. Now, when I read that, I looked at this part here. He said that Dawid kept his statutes and his rules, which means he kept the Torah to the best of his ability. Did Dawid sin? Yes, he sinned. But overall, the Most High said that Dawid kept his law. So what am I saying? I'm saying there's a lot of us who are hard on a brother or hard on a sister for one thing in life that they did wrong. And they admitted their guilt, they changed their behavior, and they would never do it again. But man won't let up. Man won't stop. Every opportunity that man gets, man got to broadcast that guy's or that sister's one sin. But they themselves got multiple sins. But because their sin wasn't as pronounced as that man's one sin, he might have been a bank robber. She might have been an ex-prostitute. Whatever it was, they changed their lives, gave themselves over to the Most High, and never revisited that situation again. Therefore, Dawid is being accepted and accounted for in the Most High's eyes as a righteous individual. Because, as Nasik Shema says, you can be a sinner or you can sin. And if you sin, that doesn't make you a sinner unless you deliberately live in sin. There's a difference. Nevertheless, I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him ruler of all the days of his life, for the sake of Dawid, my servant, whom I chose, who kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hands and will give it to you 10 tribes. Yet to his son I will give one tribe. Well, if you do the math, 10 and 1 only equals 11. But there was 12 tribes of the children of Israel, plus if you include Dinah, it was 13. So that's the Most High letting us know that others are going to come along with that. Yet to his son I will give one tribe, that Dawid my servant may always have a lamp before me in Jerusalem, this city where I have chosen to put my name. And I will take you, and you shall reign over all that your soul desire. Ho, 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 ho. Did you read that part? It says, I will take you, and you shall reign over all that your soul desire, and you shall be king over Yisrael. Do you understand what just happened? The Creator prophesied to the tribe of Yosef that the scepter is about to depart from Judah. It's getting ready to leave from Judah. So you next in line. You about to be king. Now I want y'all to look at this for a minute, because this is going to lay the foundation for what we're about to read. The whole title of this is Haters Are All Around Me. Haters are all around me, just waiting for their opportunity to strike. Here this man is, a lowly man, which means he ain't got no power, no might, no rank. Well, he was a captain of the tribe of Joseph, over the house of Joseph, because Shlomo gave it to him. But him and Shlomo had a falling out where he escaped and he runs to Egypt. But anyway, the prophet, as prophesied in Deuteronomy 49, in Genesis 49 and 10, he came from Shiloh and prophesied that the scepter will depart from Yehudah. And it also says it shall be given, in 11, it says it shall be given to Yosef. And now Yosef is about to receive that. Do you know what that did to his mind? If it took a common man and made him now a king, it was an immediate rush of power given to him. None that he fought for, none he had to connive for, is going to be given to him. Now, once you get put in a position of power, who wants to voluntarily give that power up? I need y'all to think about what I'm saying, because it's all going to make sense in a minute. Who wants to lose that prestige and that power? Who wants to do that? Who wants to take a chance and let it all fall and slip by the wayside, and he be just a regular man again. Nobody wants to do that. So it's going to create an emotion inside of him that he never had before. But we're going to see how it all unfolds. And if you will listen to all that I command you, and you walk in all my ways, now this is the Most High talking to Jeroboam, giving him an opportunity to rule over the 10 tribes of Israel, giving him that opportunity. But in order for him to rule over the 10 tribes of Israel, and then his son, and his son's sons, and then his son's sons do it, he had to first walk in all the ways of the Most High. So let's see what happens. And will walk in my ways and do what is right in my eyes by keeping my statutes and my commands, as David my servant did. He says, I will be with you and will build you a sure house as I built David, as I built for David. He says, the Creator, I will give Israel to you. Now, at this time of his life, Jeroboam was on point. Jeroboam was a righteous man. Jeroboam wasn't about no wickedness. He was an industrious man. He says, and I will afflict the offsprings of David because of this, but not forever. That meant that one day that affliction will fall off of us. Shlomo sought therefore to kill Jeroboam. Why? Because he got wind of what the prophet said. Now let's think about this for a minute. Scripture said that Jeroboam and Ahiah, the prophet from Shilonite, was in the field alone. So if Ahiah gave the word and went about his business, who told Shlomo what was going to take place? How did word get back to Shlomo that the prophet said these things? You know why? Because Jeroboam came back. He started running his mouth. He didn't stand still and let the prophecy take place. He had to broadcast it, like a lot of you. When something good go in your life and you start letting it out your mouth, your haters are going to rise their head. Those who are envious of you and jealous of you are going to start coming against you. You can't always share good news with the masses of people. I watched a video yesterday, I believe it was yesterday or today, about this man who hit the lottery. This man hit the lottery. He had $22 million, and he didn't even tell the children in his own house because he read books. Once he hit the lottery, he read books. And in these books, it tells you people will come out of the woodworks to be envious towards you once you get something on that level that they don't have. Your accomplishments and your achievements in life will make people despise you. And every opportunity they get to talk bad about you, they will, even if they got to make stuff up. And these will be the same people that sat at your table and broke bread with you. People you housed and you clothed and you took care of them. These will be the same people that you thought you can trust. The same people that sent you those text messages saying, I love you, you my brother forever, or you my sister forever. They use that word love, love, love. Well, they didn't love you. It was an illusion. They only loved what you could do for them and not you. Because as soon as their love and their loyalty was tested, they failed. That's why you got to keep your mouth shut. Well, Jeroboam didn't do that. Jeroboam had to have been the one. I know the prophet didn't do it. Jeroboam had to have been the one that was overexcited with all the joyful good news that he began to tell people. Well, word got back to Shlomo that this is what the prophet said to Jeroboam, that he was going to take half the kingdom, 10 tribes from him, and leave his sons with only one tribe. How do you think that made Shlomo feel? So Shlomo felt he had to do what he had to do, and that was to kill Jeroboam. But Jeroboam rose, and Jeroboam fled into Egypt to Shishak, king of Egypt. and was in Egypt until the death of Shlomo. Now the rest of the acts of Shlomo and all that he did and his wisdom, are they not written in the book of the acts of Shlomo? And the time that Shlomo reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel was 40 years. Shlomo slept with his fathers and was buried in the city of David, his father. And Rehoboam, his son, reigned in his place. Rehoboam. So now we got Rehoboam and Jeroboam. Two different men. Now watch this. Now this part I didn't realize until later. Somebody brought this to my attention on one of these videos this morning. It says, Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel had come to Shechem to make him king. Shechem is in the region of Israel, not Jerusalem. He's being made king. His ordination of making him king is taking place now, but he took it away from Jerusalem. Why? He took it away from where the Most High placed his name and did it in a different location. Why would you do that? Why would you not get ordained king in the most holy place that you have? I mean, even today when they go get married in a church, the most of them. Why? Because to them, that's the most sacred place. Jeroboam went to Shechem. Shechem belonged to Yisrael. He downgraded immediately and went to Shechem. And they made him king. And as soon as Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, heard of it, for he was still in Mitzrayim, where he had fled from King Shlomo. Then Jeroboam returned from Egypt. Once he heard that King Shlomo was dead, and he heard that Shlomo's son now reigned, he already knew that prophecy time is near. So what did he do? He ran. Now I got to get y'all to know now. He got his mindset that he getting ready to be king. Who gonna take that from him? Who? Nobody. Because in his mind, the Creator told him this is what he's gonna get. And he's right. But the energy that built him up, he was desperate never to lose it. Then Jeroboam returned from Egypt, and they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the assembly of Israel came and said to Jeroboam, now wait a minute, they already got Jeroboam and made him, reconstituted him back to his original position as a governor or some type of enforcer. They gave him a position above the average people. Now, therefore, lighten the hard services of your father. Okay, so they go before Jeroboam, all the people and Jeroboam, they all go before Rehoboam, King Solomon's successor. And this is what their request is. It says, your father made our yoke heavy. Now, therefore, lighten the hard service of your father and his heavy yoke on us, and we will serve you. That's the covenant that they tried to enter into with Rehoboam. They said, your father had a lot of taxes on us. Your father gave us a hard time. Your father had a yoke around us and it was strangling us. You know, during King Solomon's time, when Queen of Sheba came in and it talked about the people of the land, it talked about how beautiful it was. It was so nice. Everybody had this, everybody had that. But now they're coming to Rehoboam and they're complaining about all those things. But I'm going to share something with you. When Shlomo was alive, Shlomo had rules and orders and discipline in place. People don't really like that. Now, Rehoboam is in power now. What they really want him to do is stop some of those rules and regulations, and so that they can do what they want to do and be who they want to be. That's what they really want. It ain't like if Shlomo was charging them 50 shekels of gold every month and they had to go get the 50 shekels. So when Shlomo died, they come to his son and say, can you stop the 50 shekels and make it like 30? This is not what happened. He had rules and regulations, and I would applaud you that if you have anything that you are governor or king or ruler or prince over, you must have rules and regulations in place. Because if you don't, if everybody does with after the imagination of their mind, whatever you have established will not last long. I promise you. I promise you. Shlomo had it all figured out how to do it because he was one of the wisest men. He had rules and regulation in place. That's what the people was asking to be lifted up. Now, had the king went and did that, removed those rules and regulations, they started off following him, but they would eventually left him, probably ended up killing him. Whole lot of other things would have happened. Verse 4, it says, your father made our yoke heavy. We're in 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 4. Your father made our yoke heavy. Now, therefore, lighten the hard service of your father and his heavy yoke on us, and we will serve you. They said, we will serve you if you lighten this yoke, or lighten this yoke upon us, or this burden. A lot of people will promise you things until they get what they want. Once they get what they want, or they see another opportunity that may appear to be better than the opportunity you gave them, they out. And all the sacrificing that you made to try to help them, to build them, to teach them, and to educate them of how to be prosperous in life, all that you have done are now disregarded as if it was nothing, because they see a better opportunity for them. So all this promising that they did meant nothing. I understand that. But yet they put an offer on the table for the king to try to compromise with them. And let's see what happens. They say, now, if you lift your father's heavy yoke and burden up off of us, we will serve you. He said to them, go away for 3 days, then come to me. So the people went away. Why did he tell them to go away for 3 days? That's wisdom. He wanted to seek counsel. It's always wise to seek counsel. That part right there, he demonstrated he was his father's son. He demonstrated that he was his father's son. But after those 3 days, he's going to demonstrate that he's not his father's son. Let's see what happened. At least his father's ways did not take down to him. He said to them, go away 3 days, then come again to me. So the people went away. Jeroboam and the 10 tribes of Israel, they went away. They left. And watch what King Jeroboam does. Then King Rehoboam took counsel with the old men. He went to the Zikanim, the old men that had been around, men that had wisdom, men that walked with his father, men that counseled his father. Solomon wasn't wise by himself. Solomon was wise because he had an army of wise men around him. And you will never find a man rise to prominence, power without men around him. Wise men, not flunkies, not dummies, not just go along people, but wise people, people who can run their own nation, has to surround that man and has to have trust in that man and faith that the Most High is guiding that man. These individuals, they're not fall boys or flunkies. They have to be wise, intelligent men. Now, the wise leader uses these wise men to counsel him, to help him in his decision making. Ultimately, he has the last say in whatever it is that he does, but he has to have wise men around him. Now, if those wise men around him get arrogant in their mind and become envious of the king, then they too are going to be departing from him soon. Let's watch this. So then King Rehoboam took counsel of the old men, the Zakanim, who had stood before Shlomo his father. He had stood in the face of Shlomo, Penaim, in the face of Shlomo his father, while he was yet alive, saying, this is what he said, a young man, Jeroboam. And I believe Jeroboam was 40-something years old when he became king. He says, how do you advise me to answer this people? He explained to them what the situation was. He asks the elders, how should I answer them? Just like you in your life, when you get with a situation and you stuck in a situation, you should always seek out the wisdom of the elders for direction. Always. This was a sign that to me that he was Shlomo's son, because he sought counsel at the feet of wise men. He says, how do you advise me to answer this people? And they said to him, you will be a servant to this people today, and you will serve them and speak good words to them when you answer them. Then they will be your servants forever. You see what he just did? The elders just told the king words of wisdom, but the king didn't catch it. The king did not see where he had been given words of wisdom. He didn't see that. But that's in fact what just happened. They said to him, if you will be a servant to this people, I want to break this down for you, because anyone who stands in a position of leadership, his job is to not rule over the people, beat the people, command the people. His job is to serve the people. So whatever the people need, the leadership is supposed to be able to provide. If they need to know how to get a job, the leadership will be able to teach them and direct them in a way to get a job. If they're struggling and they can't make it, the leadership should be able to show them how to make it. Now, how can leadership do this if leadership himself is not doing it already in his life? See, you don't want to talk to people that's in the same situation as you. I know there's one guy, he got a divorce from his wife. She divorced him because he kept beating on her. This other brother just got married. He was married for a year, but then his wife began to give him problems. He calls up the guy that got divorced from his wife because he was beating on her. Why? Why would you call him? You should call someone who has been married and don't beat on their wives, who have been married for any substantial amount of time, 10, 15, 20, 30 years even. Those are the people you should be questioning. You shouldn't be questioning people who have not achieved what you are trying to achieve. Then you're wasting your time and you're not seeking proper counsel. How can you have a covering in Israel where your covering doesn't live this lifestyle, but yet you're striving to draw closer to the Creator, but yet you trusted in the words and you're doing what your covering say, but your covering know nothing about this way of life? That can't be your spiritual covering. You have to have somebody to cover you that actually lives this way. That's what you have to have. Shlomo, or Rehoboam, who's Shlomo's son, he did the proper thing. He went to the elders of Israel, and he went to these elders who sat around his father, and he asked them a pertinent question. And they gave him the best advice that they could possibly give him. They said to him, if you will serve this people today and speak good words to them, when you answer them, when then they will be your servants forever. But he abandoned the counsel that the old men gave him, and he took counsel with the young men who had grown up with him and stood before him. And notice what he says. And he said to them, what do you advise we answer this people who have said to me, lighten the yoke that your father put on us? Wait a minute. Did I read that wrong? Did I read that wrong? He said to the older men, when he talked to the older men, he says, how do you advise me to answer this people? How do you advise me to answer this people? Me, singular. But when he goes to the younger men, he says, what do you advise that we answer this people? See, those younger men was with him. There was a difference. He rejected the good counsel from the very beginning before he did anything else. When he got there, his mind was already made up. I'm not listening to them old heads. His mind was already made up. He said, how do you counsel me to answer this people? But when he go to those people who are his peer, his friends, those who are his age, he says, how do you counsel we collectively? We, Anaknu, answer these people. He said to them, what do you advise that we answer this people who have said to me? So now he's more inclusive. Now he's letting it be known, I ain't doing this by myself. Y'all gonna do it with me because these are his friends. And the people said to him, lighten the yoke that your fathers put on us. And the young men who had grown up with him said to him, thus shall ye speak to this people who said to you, your father made your yoke heavy, but may you lighten it for us. Thus shall you say to them. It says, now this is the advice of the people his age, who has not experienced nothing, who knows nothing. They don't have the experience of running a kingdom. They are just his friends, probably spoiled. You know, they're not qualified to answer this question. So why he's going to them is a mistake. So you should learn from what he's doing, and you should learn not to take the advice of those who are close to you unless they've already experienced and shown themselves to be successful at dealing with the situation that you have to present. Because if they haven't shown it, don't seek their advice. If me and my buddy is poor, broke, and we both sitting on a corner, he can't tell me how to get rich because he doesn't know. If he knew, he would be doing it. The friend you got that had 3 husbands, she don't know how to be a wife. So you can't ask her about being a wife because she doesn't know. If she knew, she would be doing it. She had 3 husbands. Stein. She had 3 husbands. She would be doing it. You understand? So you have to be careful about the people that you ask certain questions to. Certain people that you seek their advice or you seek an audience with. You should counsel with people who have achieved whatever it is that you're trying to get into or whatever you're trying to do. These people have already achieved it. You should counsel with them. Those should be the ones you ask questions to. And now, whereas my father laid on you a heavy yoke, I will add on your yoke. My father disciplined you with whips, but I will discipline you with scorpions. So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the 3rd day, as the king said. Now the king is going to take the counsel of those guys. He said, come to me again the 3rd day. And the king answered the people harshly. and forsaken the counsel that the old men had gave him. He spoke to them according to the counsel of the young men, saying, my father made your yoke heavy, but I will add your yoke. My father disciplined you with whips, but I will discipline you with scorpions. So the king did not listen to the people, for it was a turn of affairs brought about by the Most High, that he might fulfill his word, which the Most High spoke by Ahiah the Shilonite to Jeroboam the son of Nebat. Prophecy again was fulfilled. Prophecy again was fulfilled. When the people heard this from King Rehoboam, they immediately turned and they left. Jeroboam and Rehoboam had wars throughout the years because, when the people left, they now made Jeroboam their king. The 10 tribes left, and the scepter was departed from Jerusalem or Judah. And Jeroboam, who's of the tribe of Ephraim or the tribe of Joseph, became king over the 10 tribes. This is how you get, when you're reading the scriptures, like in the book of Ezekiel, Isaiah, and Jeremiah, when it says, O Israel and his sister Judah, that's how the split came about right here. This is the split. Israel was the 10 tribes who went with Jeroboam, and Judah represented the tribes that stayed with him, which was very few, 1 or 2, and then a whole lot of stragglers. The majority was the 10 tribes. They're classified as Israel. They was on the northern kingdom. But then the southern kingdom was Judah, and some Levites and Simeon and Benjamin, and some of those people were still with Judah, because Benjamin made up most of Judah's army. You remember Benjamin, them was the homosexuals that fought real good, left-handed homosexuals. They fought real good. Well, they made up most of the military force for Rehoboam. So the people did not listen. So the king did not listen to the people, for it is a turn of affairs brought about by the Most High, that he might fulfill his word, which the Most High spake by Ahiah the Shilonite to Jeroboam the son of Nebat. And when all Yisrael saw the king did not listen to them, as a leader, as a spiritual leader, as a person over top of the people, you always have to listen to what the people are saying to you. You do not always have to do what they tell you to do, but you have to listen, take good counsel, and do what's best for the people. Not what's best for you, not what's best for your pocket, but you have to do what's best for the development of the nation, of the people that you're leading over. So if you're a man within your household and your family has all these complaints about how things are going in the household, you should listen and consider. And consider what they're saying. And if what they're saying carries weight, then you should make the proper adjustments so that your house runs smoothly. We're not always right as men. We have to remember that. We're not always right. We want to be, but we're not. And when all Yisrael saw that the king did not listen to them, the people answered the king, what portion do we have in David? It says, we have no inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Yisrael. Look now to your own house, David. So Yisrael went to their tent, but Rehoboam reigned over the people of Yisrael who lived in the cities of Judah. See, some of the people didn't leave. Some of the people stayed with Rehoboam, and he stayed their king. But the majority of the 10 tribes, they fled, they left. Then King Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was a taskmaster over the forced laborers, and all Yisrael stoned him to death with stones. He sent that man to go talk to them, and they killed them. That's how furious they were. And King Rehoboam hurried to the mount to mount his chariots, to flee to Jerusalem. So Yisrael has been in rebellion against the house of David till this day. And when all Yisrael heard that Jeroboam had returned, they sent and called him to the assembly and made him king over all Yisrael. So y'all see what happened? The prophecy was spelled out way back in the book of Genesis, the 49th chapter, the 10th verse, that the scepter will not depart from Judah until Shiloh comes. The man named Ahiah the Shilonite came. He spoke to the next rulingship tribe, what was Joseph, and told Joseph he's about to inherit his kingdom. And that's exactly what happened. And Joseph at this particular time didn't go in with no mischief. He wasn't conniving. He wasn't deceivious. He went with the people honestly and earnestly, seeking what the king would do for the people. But he already knew in his mind that the Most High made him a promise that he would be the next king, and that he would be the first king, or no, the second king over Israel, and Israel alone. Okay? But the first king for the house of Joseph. So they made him king, Jeroboam. And when Rehoboam came to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah and the tribes of Benjamin, 180,000 chosen warriors, to fight against the house of Israel, to restore the kingdom to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. So now he goes back and try to use his force to bring the kingdom back to himself. He tried to use force to make it happen, but it didn't work. But the word of the Most High came to Shemaiah, the man of the Most High, saying to Rehoboam, the son of Shlomo, king of Yehudah, and to all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and the rest of the people, thus saith the Most High, you shall not go up to fight against your relatives, the people of Israel. Now, what should they do? They should join in unity. They should work together. They should build together. Separation, division, and warfare is not of the Most High for us as a people. But yet, we do so. We do so. Thus saith the Most High, you should not go up or fight against your relatives, the people of Israel. He says, every man return to his home, for this thing is from me. I ordained this. I did this. So they listened to the word of the Most High and went home again according to the word of the Creator. Now watch this, family. Once the Most High intervened and told them what happened, and I'm sure he told them the reasons why. We don't read here in the book, anywhere in the book, where anybody decided they were going to change their ways. How much does the Most High have to do in order for you in your own personal life to realize that the life that you're living, the Most High is not pleased with? He done shown you time after time after time, mishap after mishap, tragedy after tragedy, suffering after suffering. How long is it going to take for you to get the word Most High's message that the way you're living your life is not the way that I want for you to live? Remember, at this particular time, Israel was worshiping the powers of the Sidonians, Milcah, Moloch, all these different deities. We were worshiping all these different deities, but yet we saw nothing wrong with that. We didn't see that he just told us he's punishing us for what we're doing, and we can't see it within ourselves to change our ways and get ourselves back together. If you happen to be an individual in life right now and your life is falling apart and you don't know which way to turn, you don't know who to trust in, you don't know what to say, but you see your life falling apart. You don't know what you did or did not do to anger the Most High, to cause his wrath to be coming upon you, troubling your life. Give me a call and we can talk. Because a lot of times we see things in a manner of us benefiting individually. And because we have that type of sight, it makes us sad when we don't see the benefits coming about in our lives. But we know it's the hand of the Most High. But we don't have enough spirituality about us to have communion with the Most High and allow him to speak to us. Because if evidently the way that you've been speaking to the Most High, he's not speaking back to you. So that must be an imagination in your own mind, making you think that that's what it is. A lot of people will walk away from a good man because they thought that the Most High said he's not the one. Whereas all along, it's been your own mind telling you, don't do this because your life is going to change. And you're not going to be able to have the fun you want to have. You're not going to be able to run the streets like you want to run the streets. You're not going to be able to wear what you want to wear. A lot of women today are single because they made the wrong choices. A lot of men today are suffering because they made the wrong choices. Stop leaning on your own understanding and learn to trust in the understanding of the Most High. The Most High, if you feel the Most High is not communing with you, then go to your spiritual leader, talk with your spiritual leader, and tell him what it is that you're requesting from the Most High. And it just may be, if your spiritual leader is on point like he should be, the Most High will grant your petition. That's how they did it in the ancient days, and that's how we can do it today. Watch what happens. What's the name of this title of this lesson? Hatred all around me. And here is the beginning of that hatred. Now, they just made Jeroboam their king. They officially anointed him to be their king. So that meant whatever he said, they had to do. Now remember, when Israel was all one nation all together, Shlomo allowed idolatry to be rampant in the streets. So a lot of people had become accustomed to worshiping idols and images and false deities. Remember that. Keep that in the back of your mind. Now Jeroboam is king. And then Jeroboam built Shechem. 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 25. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in the hill country of Ephraim, and he lived there. And he went out from there and built Penuel. Now, Penuel meaning the face of the Most High. He built the place and he named it Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his mind, now the kingdom will turn back to the house of David. Why was Jeroboam worried about the kingdom? What I say, what's the name of this lesson? Haters all around me. Why was Jeroboam worried about the kingdom returning back to Judah? Why? Because he had a taste of power. He had a taste of power. And sometimes you can let a person get a little taste of power where they're second in command, and instead of making the community strong, they got to go do their own thing. That's not right. You get a little taste of power when you get to command people. All of a sudden, you look for flaw in the leadership so you can separate. Haters all around me. This is real. The wise thing for us to do, if we second in command, third in command, fourth in command, is to be the best we can possibly be in the positions that we have. Separation weakens the nation. So by you going off starting your own thing because you got own thoughts, your own way of doing things, maybe your way of doing things had you where you were prior to being put in second in command. Your life was falling apart. Your life was in shambles. But now, because you stand underneath a righteous man, you feel parts of your life taking form and shape, soon as you get a little bit of power, you off and you running. That's what happened to Jeroboam. Jeroboam didn't want to give up his power that he received. Jeroboam knew that 3 times a year, all males had to appear before the Most High. When Shlomo left that kingdom was gorgeous. Gold all over the place. Even the people had gold and silver. The kingdom was fabulous. Now, if Jeroboam took them back to Israel and they came back to Judah, then they would desire the things of the past, and then they would rejoin back with Rehoboam or the house of David. Therefore, leaving Jeroboam to rule a kingdom by himself or with very few people. Jeroboam took preemptive measures to try to prevent that from happening in his lifetime. And watch what he does. This is what the envious and jealous people will do to try to get something from you. And Jeroboam, he went out from there and built Peniel. And Jeroboam said in his mind, now the kingdom will return back to the house of David. He says, if this people go up to offer sacrifices in the temple of the Most High at Yerushalayim, then the heart of this people will turn again to their Lord. He called it Lord. Let me see what he put there. Adon. Now he ain't talking about the Most High. He talking about the heart of the people returning back to the king Rehoboam. He didn't want that to happen. The problem with this is he must have forgot the prophecy that the Most High told him. And the prophecy that the Most High told him was that all you need to do is obey my voice and walk after my statutes and my laws and keep my commandments. And I will cause you to be king and your seed after you. All he had to do was that. But what he did was his envy, his jealousy blinded him to the reality. And he thought as a man. And he became envious. And he had to figure out a way to keep the people united with him. And watch what he does. So the king took counsel, and he made 2 calves of gold, and said to the people, you have gone up to Jerusalem long enough. He just changed the laws of the Most High. He said, you ain't got to go to Jerusalem no more. He took 2 calves of gold. He put 1 calf here and 1 calf there. And he had the people on certain holy days appear before those calves to worship in those places instead of doing what the Most High said, go back home to Yerushalayim. Had he trusted the word of the Most High, his kingdom would have been established forever. After him and many more kings after him, almost none of them had their children after them to reign. Destruction, chaos, turmoil, all types of things took place. Even in one instance, the king's right-hand men killed him to take over possession of his throne. All the kings on the side of Israel, I don't think one of them had their father, succeeded their father in kingship. But in Judah, they are. He said, behold your gods, O Yisrael, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. Now, let me bring something to your attention. You remember when Aharon made these 2 deities? He made these false statues for the people to worship when Moshe went up into the mountain. He said the same thing to the children of Israel. Behold your gods that brought you out of the land of Egypt. Now, I want to share something with you, family. And I want to share this in the most humble way that I know. And I really need you to hear me. If you think that the Creator can in any way, shape, or form be equivalent to a man and say that a man who walked this earth is the creator, then you also are guilty of idolatry. You also are guilty of idolatry. For no man that has ever walked this earth could be the Almighty. Never. Neither could a golden calf be the Most High. But the people were too foolish to realize this. So what I will submit to you, family, is that you go, you pray, you fast to the Most High and ask the Most High to open your mind to understanding. If not, you will be 100% in error, and you will think that you're calling on the name of the Most High, but you won't. And the Most High will bring upon you calamity, trying to get your attention, to let you know that you're committing idolatry. And this is an abomination before him. There is no man who does or ever walked the earth that was equal to, even close to, the Most High, ever. He made 2 calves of gold, and he said to the people, you have gone up to Jerusalem long enough. Behold your gods, O Israel, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. And he set one in Bethel, and the other he put in Dan. Then this thing became a sin, for the people went as far as Dan to be before one. He also made temples on high places, and he appointed from among all people who were not Levites, and Jeroboam appointed a feast on the 15th day of the 8th month, like the feast that was in Yehuda. What 15th? The feast of unleavened bread. The feast that was in Yehuda. And he offered sacrifices on the altar. So he did in Bethel sacrifices to the calves that he had made. He actually sacrificed to these idols. Wow. He taught the people to sacrifice to these idols. And that's exactly what they did. Once a man is given some power, a little taste of power, he will step outside of himself to keep that power, even if he has to sin or kill to maintain it. He becomes very envious of the people who that power rightfully belongs to, very conniving, and he will begin to hate those people. This is some deep stuff. A lot of times, family, you got haters all around you, and they look like they're your friend, your sister, your brother, your cousin. They look like they're on your team. That's just appearance. They smile when they see you looking, and they agree and compliment you on everything that you talk about. That's not your people. They are not who they pretend to be. But how do you detect that? How do you get to see that? And how do you know that? I'm going to teach you some of that in a minute. He went up unto the altar that he made in Bethel on the 15th day in the 8th month, in the month that he had devised from his own mind. The power of the mind is a dangerous thing. There are so many of us who works with the power of the mind, it will destroy us. Stop relying on your own understanding. Anything that you hold in your mind as your truth should be something that you can relate to the scriptures. Show it in the scriptures. Relate it to the scriptures. Anything that you hold true in your life as a principle or a rule of discipline, it should be able to be found in the scriptures almost verbatim, explaining your position. He instituted a feast for the people of Israel and went up to the altar to make offerings. So the king, Jeroboam, was actually making offerings on this altar. And out of nowhere, watch this, out of nowhere, from the tribe of Judah, not out of Israel, but from Judah, a prophet appears. And behold, a man came of Elohim, came out of Judah by the word of the Most High to Bethel. Now, why did a man of the Most High come out of Judah all the way to Bethel? Bethel means house of the Creator. Bethel, Bet is house of El. El means the Creator. It means house of the Creator. So what this prophet was trying to do was restore righteousness to a wicked people. He was trying to give Jeroboam an opportunity for a day of atonement, to have his sins covered. Let's read, let's watch, and let's see. Jeroboam was standing by the altar to make the offerings, and the man cried against the altar by the word of the Most High, and he said, O altar, altar, thus saith Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, thus saith Yotzer, thus saith El Elohe Yisrael, behold, a son shall be born to the house of David. Josiah by name, and he shall sacrifice on you the priests of the high places, who you make offerings on you, and human bones shall be burnt on you. He's talking about this altar. And he gave a sign the same day, saying, this is the sign that the Most High has spoken. See, a lot of people prophesy even today, but they don't give you a sign. They just want you to do what they say. Some of the servants of the Most High, their signs are their lives. You can see the whole life that they're living and know that the Most High is with them. But some of them you can't. Watch what happens. This is a sign that the Most High has spoken. Behold, the altar shall be torn down, and the ashes that are on it shall be poured out. And when the king heard the saying of the man of the Most High, which he cried unto the altar at Bethel, Jeroboam stretched out his hand from the altar, saying, seize him. And his hand, which he stretched out against him, his hand dried up, so that he could not draw it back to himself. So Jeroboam got a sign from the Most High that he was in error. His hand that he pulled out to point toward that prophet, that servant of the Most High froze that hand so he couldn't pull it back. Then it says, verse 5, the altar was torn down, and the ashes poured out from the altar, according to the sign that the man of the Most High had given by the word of Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh. And the king said to the man of Elohim, entreat now the favor of the Most High, your power, and pray for me. Wait a minute. Jeroboam, who was almighty and filled with envy and jealousy, now has found a humble spirit when it pertained to himself. Something pertained to him, he found a humble spirit. He asked the man of the Most High to pray to the Most High, asked the Most High to heal him, and the king's hands was restored to him and became as it was before. Now you would think that something like that would be enough to get the king's attention, to turn the king back to the Most High. It would be enough for me. Would it be enough for you? And the king said to the man of the Most High, come home with me and refresh yourself, and I will give you a reward. And the man of the Most High said to the king, you shall give me half your kingdom and half your house I will not go in with you, and I will not eat bread nor drink water in this place. Why did he say, I will not eat bread or drink water in this place? What was that all about? Let me give you an example of what it was all about. You get invited to a wedding. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your homie, your friend, they having a wedding. And they had that wedding in the church because you know your friend is not in this way of life. They have their wedding in the church. They're going to feed you food. They're going to give you dessert. They're going to give you all that stuff to eat in the church. And you, being greedy, just like to eat. So you say, as long as I'm not eating no unclean food, then I can eat what I want. But in reality, if you eating their food, it's already unclean no matter what the food is. I don't care what it is. If you're eating their food, you are eating unclean food. This prophet didn't say, well, you got to go get me a certain type of food. He said, I'm not eating nothing in this place because y'all are idolaters. Was those people in that church idolaters? Was they or were they not? And they might have been good idolaters. They might have been real nice and calm and cool and speak real respectful to you and put you up on high. But they're worshiping a false deity. That makes them idolaters. You follow me? You're not supposed to eat their food. But you do. Thanksgiving come around. Excuse me. You say, Mom, make me a plate. Or have your mother make me a plate. I'll eat it later because I ain't going to eat with them. You still partaking of that food. No matter what time you eat it, you're eating that food. So you're just as guilty as them, even if you eat it on a different day. The best thing you can do is teach people by example. Say, no, I can't eat your food. My mother, I love her to death. My mother practiced Christianity. And to this day, I do not eat in my mother's house. And she gets upset about that. She don't like the fact that her son does it. She probably listening to the video right now. But she doesn't like the fact that her son doesn't eat in her house. Part of the problem of Israel today, spiritual problem, is because we're eating spiritual poison. We're eating foods that sacrifice to devils. We're eating that food. We're consuming it and digesting it in our system. And the Creator don't like that. We're not supposed to eat food that is sacrificed to demons. We're not supposed to. False deities, people who worship these things, we're not supposed to eat their food, but we do. We're not supposed to. Just like if you go to a restaurant and these people in this restaurant is advertising the deity that they serve, you ain't even got to question it. You can look around, you see the advertisement. Big statue of Buddha sitting in the corner. And because you out with your family, y'all just trying to have a good time. And man, we came all the way to Italy. We're in an Italian restaurant. And you see Medusa sitting on the wall. You see Zeus on the wall over there. You won't eat it anyway because you go, man, we come all the way over here. Listen, you're sacrificing to idols. You're participating. You're eating their food, and you shouldn't. You should not be eating their food, but you do. You got to be careful. You got to look around. You got to check. You got to see. And don't compromise this law for anything. If you see that these people are idolaters, then don't partake of their food, because if you do, they thank their God, their deities, for everything that they have. Therefore, it's like eating halal food. Halal food is slaughtered to their deity. If they take halal food, in order for it to be halal, it has to be sacrificed a certain way. They pronounce the name of their deity over it before they cut its throat. Therefore, halal food to you is unclean. But a lot of you don't realize that. And you're eating halal foods, especially the people in New York. They're big on that. I like how you put that. Thank you, Dawid. I think that's a good point there. It's pagan temple. It's a pagan temple disguised as a restaurant. Absolutely. And that's a great point. Thank you for that. Blessed in the name of their deity. That's right. And we got to be aware of these things, family, because we wonder why we still here in captivity. A lot of times it's because you're not putting no effort to get out of captivity. And usually you're not putting forth effort because in order to put forth effort, it goes against your pleasures, the things that make you have fun, that brings you delight. Who wants to go travel halfway around the world, go to a restaurant, sit down with their family, already ordered your food, getting ready to eat it, and then you see a statue of a deity in a corner that you didn't see before? Who got the strength to say, oh, no, we ain't eating here. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Oh, sir, you can cancel that order. We out. Take that back. We don't want it. Who got the strength? No, most of us, or the average person, is still going to partake of that food and just bless the food and eat it anyway. The Most High didn't say that. Even in this situation, the prophet didn't say that. The prophet said, I am not eating or drinking in this place. He wouldn't even drink a glass of water in this place. And most people don't understand. They think Prince is just hard, but no, Prince is real and true to this. If I eat your food, it's because I trust you, that you ain't worshiping no power or you worship the Most High. Other than that, if I got the inkling of a thought that you're worshiping someone else, you can't get me to eat your food. I don't even want to eat in your house. I don't even want to bring my own food in your house and eat it. And another thing you got to be careful of is falling asleep in people's houses that you know worship false deities. Because that's another doorway for those spirits to enter into you. You got to be careful. And I will not eat bread or drink water in this place. For so was it commanded me by the word of the Most High, saying, you should neither eat bread nor drink water, nor return by the way that you came. So he went another way and did not return by the way that he came to Bethel. Now, why was it important that the Most High told him to don't return by the way that he came? Well, I thought about that too, and that's a good possibility. That might be an answer. I think it was more so that prophecy could be fulfilled, because the Creator had to test him. The Creator had to test him to see if he would obey his voice. Yeah, because the Most High give him powerful assignments. So he's supposed to obey the word of the Most High. And when time comes in life that you don't follow what the Most High has said for us to do, no matter what you think in your own mind, it's a test by the Creator. And sometimes that test could end in your death. A lot of people don't understand that. So he went another way and did not return by the way that he came to Bethel. 1 Kings chapter 13, verse 11. Now, an old prophet lived in Bethel, an old prophet. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't necessarily mean he's old in age. It means he was a prophet that the Most High didn't use no more. He was an old prophet. Let me see how they got this. And he was of age. He was of age, but he was an older prophet. He was an old prophet that the Most High didn't use no more, and he lived in Bethel. And his sons came and told him all that the man of Elohim had done that day in Bethel. They also told to their father the words that he had spoken to the king. Now, he never even met the prophet, and already he was envious of the prophet. Never even met the prophet, and he was already a hater of the prophet. Now, you know what haters do. And you know what envious people do. Envious people only want to see your demise by any means necessary. And they will lie on you to see your destruction. Will they lie on you? Yes, they will. They will fabricate stories and tell all type of things to see your destruction. Not even necessarily so they can take your place, just to make sure that you ain't got it. And if you search your mind and you ask the question why, you don't even have a reasonable, logical answer as to why they feel the way that they feel. You won't even know. But they do. They might not even know why they feel the way they feel, but they do. They know they got to get you. That's all. Now, the old prophet, full of envy, heard of all these things. He tells his son, he go tell his sons, and their ways which they said before them, which way did he go? And the father said to them, which way did he go? I'm going to get him. I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to destroy him. I'm going to befriend him, pretend like his friend, act like the Most High told me a prophecy for him, and I'm going to deceive him and get him to die. That's how people are in your life right now. They can care less whether you die or live. I remember one time many, many years ago, Temple Kifarim back in Philadelphia. I told this story before, so you may have heard it, and I'm going to make it brief. It was a young guy who didn't live with his mother, so he lived at our temple, the house of worship. And we fed him. We bought him clothes, took him shopping. He was a young guy. We fed him. We bought him clothes. We took him shopping. We made sure he was cool. We gave him a place to live, everything. And Prince was the one who was responsible for making sure that all these things happened. There came a day after several years of doing this for this young man that I got incarcerated. I got locked up. I got locked up for something. I don't even remember. It's been so many times. I got locked up for something. And report came back to me of how happy this young man was that I got arrested. He was running up and down the street, screaming and hollering, hallelujah, hallelujah, finally justice, finally justice. I would have never imagined that this young man felt this way about me, especially after all the things that I've done for him. After all the ways that I provided and took care of him, and for so long I did it. Year after year after, at least 3-4 years. And then I meet a calamity and he's rejoicing at my downfall or what he thought was a downfall. That's evil and wickedness. But there's so many people that are like that in your life today. And for me to be in his presence, I thought we was cool. I thought that was like one of my right-hand young boys, he gonna roll out when he need to roll out. But no, he rolled up. That's what it was. He rolled up and laughed and was happy that I got in trouble. Now, when I said earlier that it had been several times that I was arrested, a lot of times, that's the truth. But if you check my record, you'll see that I don't have no convictions for anything ever with the penal system. My record is clean. I've been arrested for a lot of things, but it was always dismissed or beat or dropped, discharged in one way or another because the Most High had a job for me and he didn't want me having a record. And I thank the Creator for it. May the Most High be praised. And then one day I woke up and said, I got to change my ways. And that's what I did and became a different man. I come from those streets. Those streets raised me for 28 years of my life. And then one day I stepped away and I decided that the Creator was a better way for me. And I left the streets behind. Now, I ain't leave everything from them streets, but I left the majority of them streets behind. The majority of the life that I was living, 99% of it was left behind. But you know, I got to keep those skills and those wits that I learned. Those are the things that I brought with me to maneuver, to operate, to preserve my life. The Creator's blessed me with that skill, and I don't never want to let that go. So that was the one thing that I brought with me from them streets, watching how people trick you and how people do what they do. My intellect that I gained on those streets, I kept with me. And I would pray that the Most High never take those away from me. But all life I was living, doing them things there and doing all that, that's gone. But it's still in there. If I need to bring it out, I know how to bring it out when I need to, but it's gone. They said, which way did he go? And his son showed him the way that the man of Elohim, Ha Elohim, who came from Judge, who had came from Judah, the way that he had gone. And he said to his sons, saddle the donkey for me. So they saddled the donkey for him, and he mounted it. And he went after the man of Ha Elohim and found him sitting under an oak. And he said to him, are you the man of Elohim who came from Yehuda? That man was minding his business. That man just took a break and was sitting underneath of the oak tree, enjoying the shade, probably eating on some olive leaves or something, minding his business. And here come that prophet, that old prophet. And he said to him, I am. Then he said to him, come home with me and eat bread. Now he's trying to befriend him. Those people who are envious of you, who want to see your demise, they will befriend you. They will, man, listen, that man that killed that girl and cut her body parts up, the white guy that killed the black girl, he befriended her. He made a friendship with her. And she liked that. She thought she had something special. And he got her to go out to dinner with her, and nobody heard from her since. That was 3 years ago. He chopped her up, and they found her body parts in different parts of the earth. You met her mom? Wow. Feel sorry for her. These things are real. But this prophet, he was a false, I didn't say he's a false prophet. He was an old prophet who was probably envious because he wasn't prophesying no more. The Most High wasn't using him no more. And then when he heard that somebody else was a prophet of the Most High, he said in his mind, I got to meet him. What was his purpose for meeting him? To test him, to lie to him. Why? He knew what the punishment would be if the prophet disobeyed the Most High. But yet he's going to lie to this prophet and make this man disobey the Most High, therefore lose his life. There's a lot of people in life today that you call brothers and sisters. They're really haters all around you. And they will lie to you and deceive you just to cause you to think and go and move a different way. Haters, give them the opportunity, they will show you what they're made out of. Haters all around me. And he said, I may not return with you or go in with you. Neither will I eat bread nor drink water with you in this place. I could not do this in Israel. For it was said to me by the word of Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, you shall neither eat bread nor drink water there, nor return by the same way that you came. And he said to him, I also am a prophet. You ain't been a prophet for 49 years. He said, I also am a prophet, as you are. And an angel spoke to me by the word of the Most High, saying, bring him back with you into your house, that he may eat bread and drink water. Now, I want y'all to know something. Just because he said that didn't mean the prophet was ordinarily just going to get up and go with him. He spoke the prophet's language. See, he said words in certain orders that ordinary people that wasn't prophets wouldn't know. But he was a prophet in the past. He was an old prophet. He wasn't a prophet currently walking with the Most High. He knew what to say. He knew the language to speak. So I'm going to break down to you the language that he spoke that was successful in his plan. This is what he says. He says, I am a prophet as you are. He says, an angel spoke to me, because prophets know that it's not the Most High. They know that it's messengers of the Most High that's carrying the messages from Elohim, which means the Supreme Council, and under the orders of the Most High. Y'all follow me? They know that. So when you come and you speak the language, they already understand. It's like a police officer who lost his job as a cop. Somebody robbing this liquor store. He robbed the liquor store and he getting away, but he's walking with a bottle of liquor under his coat. Well, the police car pulls up on him because he fit the description, and he start talking the police language. You know, the police talking codes. Did y'all know that? What's that? A 138, 168, 179. All those different codes mean something. So when he said, ain't no 168 over here, no homicides over here. You see what I mean? No robberies taking place. 173, ain't no robberies taking place. He was already talking that. What did he do? He let them know he was a cop, an off-duty police officer. So therefore, I can't possibly be the criminal who robbed the store. But yet he was. But because he spoke their language, they gave him a pass. Same thing here with this prophet. So how many Israelites speak your language that you trust and think that they on point, and they're really deceivers? They say Shabbat Shalom to you all the time. Matter of fact, every time you talk to them, they saying praise the Most High. Hallelujah. They saying words like that, words to encourage you, to make you drop down your guard, to believe that they about the Most High's business, and they be some wicked people. Wicked people. But you dropped your guard because they had on fringes, and they said Shabbat Shalom to you. Or you asked them a question and they said, I got to go see what Abba tell me. I got to go with the Creator, see what the Creator tell me to do. And I'll get back to you and let you know. And then they come back to you after they decided in their own minds that this is the way they want to go, and say, Abba told me this. And what can you do? Because, you know, you're convinced. If that's what the Creator told you, then that's what you go do. And they lying. This is a tragic thing today, family. We have haters all around us who don't want to see you rise. And the moment they see some shining in your eyes and some glitter, they start thinking about themselves. Well, you know what? I ain't got that. I ain't got this. I'm helping this person to do this, and I do. Why? Why is that so? And they try to destroy you, try to tear you down any way that they can. Well, I'm going to put a monkey wrench in that. Did you know that this guy did this and this guy was accused of this? Now, I'm not saying he's guilty, but do you know he was accused of that child molestation like 5 years ago? Did you know that? That he was accused of having intercourse with little boys? Did you know that? Or little girls, underage girls? Did you know that? He was. I didn't say he was found guilty. I'm just saying, but they don't understand, or maybe they do, that once it comes out of the mouth, the damage is done. Because the person that's hearing this, and I don't know why we built this way, but we are. Once you hear something negative about somebody else, automatically in your mind, you're like, oh, I got to watch him. Or I got to watch her. Even if you don't believe it, you watch it because you want to see if this thing could possibly be true. Therefore, you are not allowing the person to naturally build with you, because you have up a wall. You got a barrier there. And that barrier is preventing you from being able to allow your spirit to intermingle with this other person's spirit, all because of a lie. This is real, family. I also am a prophet as you are, and the angel spoke to me by the word of the Most High, saying, bring him back with you into your house, that he may eat bread and drink water. Nobody spoke to him. He lied. But he lied to him. So the trusting angel, the trusting prophet, who trusted because he spoke the code, he trusted him, he went back and got something to eat and got something to drink. And guess what? He died. So he went back with him and ate bread in his house and drank water. And as they sat at the table, getting food in their stomach and drinking, the word of the Most High came to the prophet who had brought him back. That old man that used to prophesy, that didn't hear the word of the Most High in a long time, he gonna hear the word of the Most High now. But his punishment ain't gonna be nowhere near like the punishment of the person who willfully disobeyed the Most High's command. Don't be so quick to say the Most High told you something. But there are some of us out here that the Most High is speaking to. And when you see that the Most High is speaking to you, you don't let nobody convince you that he's not.
That's true.
That's right.
But you gotta live it.
And as they sat at the table, the word of the Most High came to the prophet who had brought him back. And he cried to the man of Ha Elohim who came from Judah. He got to know him a little bit. They got a little bricks and bread. They got to exchange stories. They probably was talking about when he used to prophesy. He telling him about when he does still prophesy. So he probably got fond of the guy. He probably started liking him a little bit.
Right.
So when the prophecy came to him and the Most High spoke to him, he cried as he spoke to the man, because he calls that man's death. Being envious, being jealous, being a hater, he calls that man's death. And he cried to the man of Ha Elohim who came from Yehuda. He says, thus saith Yohei. Imagine that. We just having dinner. We just talking. I already told you. You told me I couldn't go back with you. So we just got chit-chatting now after you told me that he said I could. And all of a sudden the Most High prophesied, and the man that brought you back start relaying the prophecy to you. Thus saith the Most High, because you have disobeyed the word of Yohei and have not kept the commandments that Yohei, your Elohim, commanded you, but have come back and have eaten and drunk water in this place. In the place of which he said for you to eat no bread and drink no water. Because you did this, your body shall not come to the tomb of your fathers. And after that, he had eaten and drinking the bread. He saddled the donkey for the prophet whom he had brought back. And as he went away, a lion met him on the road and killed him. Now he was riding the donkey where a lion met him on the road. And what did the lion do? The lion killed him and left the donkey alone. And then after the lion killed him and leave the donkey alone, both him and the donkey are just sitting there chilling on the side of the road. What they waiting for? So that they could be a sign for passerbyers. So other people can look and say, hey, this is the man that didn't serve the Most High. After he had eaten and drunk, he saddled the donkey for the prophet whom he had brought back. And as he went away, a lion met him on the road and killed him. And his body was thrown in the road, and the donkey stood beside it. The lion and the donkey stood beside the body. They was just chilling. Now, usually, see, the lion didn't even eat the man, he just killed him. And the lion didn't eat the donkey because the donkey wasn't a part of his purpose. Even the animals work for the Almighty. And a lot of people don't understand that. And they came and told it into the city where the old prophet lived. And when the prophet who had brought him back from the way heard of it, he said, "It is the man of Ha Elohim who disobeyed the words of Yehovah. Therefore, Yehovah has given him to the lion, which was torn and killed him, according to the word that the Most High spoke to him. And he said to his sons, 'Saddle the donkey for me.' And they saddled it. And he went and found his body, thrown in the road, and the donkey and the lion standing beside the body." So they killed that man hours ago and didn't go nowhere and didn't do nothing. Just sat there. The lion had not eaten the body, nor did the lion tear the donkey. And the prophet took up the body of the man of Ha Elohim and laid it on the donkey. Now, this prophet just picked up a dead body, which made him unclean. But he knew the process that he had to go through to become clean again. And the prophet took up the body of the man of Ha Elohim and laid it on the donkey and brought it back to the city to mourn and to bury him. And he laid the body in his own grave, and they mourned over him, saying, "Alas, my brother." And after he had buried him, he said to his sons, "When I die, bury me in the grave in which the man of Ha Elohim is buried. Lay my bones beside his bones. For the same that he called out by the word of the Most High against the altar in Bethel and against all the house of the high places that are in the cities of Samaria shall surely come to pass." So this prophet was rekindled with the gift of prophecy by the Most High when he did all this. Also, his knowledge of that man and who that man was, it grew. He had a greater appreciation for this man, a whole new respect, but a greater appreciation. And he told his children, "When I die, you bury me right there with that man." That's right. Now that was a righteous man. I deceived him and caused his death. After this thing, Jeroboam did not turn from his evil ways. Now, Jeroboam had all that prophecy take place in his life, couldn't move his arm, had the prophet pray for him, and his arm was restored. And the prophet was coming in the name of the Most High. So Jeroboam had all that done, but he did not turn from his evil ways. Jeroboam remind you of anybody you know? But made priests for the high places again from among all the people. Any who would he ordained to be priests of the high places. And this thing became to be sin to the house of Israel, or to the house of Jeroboam, so as to cut it off and to destroy it from the face of the earth. May the Most High be praised. What a reading. What a reading. Are there any questions, family? Are any questions? Are there any comments? Haters all around. Haters all the way around. Are there any comments? No comments, no questions? All right. Are there comments? You want to do something? Oh. Okay.
I have something.
What's your question? You want to do something? Ishi, what's your question?
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't a question. I was going to say that I thought it was very, 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 very interesting that the prophet that came to deceive him um, told him exactly the thing that he wasn't supposed to do, right? Because he was commanded. I'm sorry, I must have missed what the prophet's name was. That was I don't remember his name, but the one. Oh, it doesn't say it. Okay. Well, the one that was being deceived, right? And the Most High told him to not don't go by the same way you came. Don't eat at this place. Don't eat wherever you're going. And the prophet that came to deceive him told him the exact opposite things of what the Most High told him not to do. So I thought that maybe that should have been a tell, but I guess, like you said, if you're speaking that code or if you're speaking the same language as I think, then yeah, it would be easy to believe you because you say you're a prophet. We're supposed to be of the same cut from the same cloth. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to be able to trust other prophets, but as we see, the Most High was testing him. He was testing him, and he said, "Don't do this." And then someone came, even if it was a prophet, someone came and told him the exact opposite of what he should not do, and he did it anyway. That's what shook me about this story. Always kind of shakes me because with the lion and the donkey and the lion doing his due diligence and disobedience and all that stuff, but that I just feel like that should have been a tell. It should have been a telltale sign. Like, this is the test right here. But I guess it just shows that it can really be, if you're not spiritually like sharp, right? It can be hard to identify a test when it's happening in the moment that it's actually happening.
That's right. But if you live under the law, you ain't got to worry about failing the test, as long as you continue to do what's under the law, and that is to obey the voice of the Most High. So whatever the Most High tells you to do, that you know is pleasing and acceptable to Him, that's what you should be doing, and then you ain't got to worry about failing the test.
Okay.
All right. Are there any other questions or comments, family?
Oh, I'm sorry. I do have a quick question. I know we don't know his name, but the prophet that was being deceived, he was the one that came to Jeroboam.
Correct.
Okay, when Jeroboam was doing the idolatry and the golden calf, and when you said that this was do you remember Aaron and Moshe and the golden calf? I actually put that same thing in the comments. I said this is the second time, from what I know, that our people have made a golden calf idol just because, trying to give the Most High's glory to something else. Like we have a real bad, how do I say, like desire, I guess, to make the Most High, like to give the Most High's glory to somebody else, to make things tangible, to try to make the Most High tangible, and He's not tangible at all.
Yep.
And that's the slippery slope into idolatry. Like you can't make the Most High tangible. It's not possible. And then when you do, you end up committing idolatry, which is the whole point to not do.
Exactly. And that's what we do. Because we are people who has to have something in front of us, something to see. And that's how we operate for the most part, for most of us. We have to have something to look at. And we oftentimes combine partners with the Most High and want to say that somebody is equal to or greater than, and say somebody is the Most High, who in reality is not the Most High. We do that all the time. And we're going to keep on doing it until the Most High shows us something different. A lot of people are so stuck in believing in those things that even if the Most High shows them, they're not going to accept it. She said, Iman said, many seem to die because of that golden calf. She's right. You're right. 1 Kings chapter 14, verse 1. Say it again. All right, y'all. Yeah, well, I was prepared to go all the way, but it's cool. All right, we'll stop at 14. We'll get back. We'll pick up 14. Look, somebody ready to go. We'll get back to 14 later. I was ready for 14. I have 14 already and prepared. Are there any questions, anyone? No. All right, let me see. Sometimes we get caught off guard by others with titles and status, which causes us to swerve away from our journey and purpose. Absolutely. Absolutely. But the thing is, if somebody has a title or a position in your life, they should be directing you toward the Most High. So if these individuals are not directing you toward the Creator, then absolutely something is wrong with that. Absolutely. And you have to be mindful, because that will cause you to swerve in another direction and begin to do things that are not pleasing and acceptable to the Most High. It's your job to recognize it. All right? Any other questions or comments, family? Come on, y'all. Now let me know what we got, what's going on. What's the question? What's the next question we got? Y'all know we're going to start jumping again. Well, then go to 14. I tried, but I was just told that I can't go to 14. I tried, but somebody threatened me that if I went to 14, something was going to happen to me. I don't know why, because I wanted to read 14 too, but you said you're going to go to 13. Yeah, well, I was mistaken. 14 is important. But they ain't going to let me get a pass, so. So I don't know what to do. So let's take it to a vote, as we always do.
Just read it. That's what you
Let's take it to a vote.
I'm thinking about you have to.
The first three people who put up a 1 mean let's read 14. Was the lion symbolically the lion of the tribe of Yahuwah, getting back at Joseph's tribe? But who was from Joseph's tribe? I wouldn't know the answer to that. All right, we got 3 1s. All right, let's rock and roll. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Was the lion symbolizing the lion of the tribe of the Most High, getting back at Joseph's tribe? Well, nobody that died was Joseph's tribe, so I can't say that would be true. All right. So I've been commanded
No, you haven't.
by the audience to read chapter 14. Maybe one week I can get some volunteer readers from some of these people that's commanding these things. All right, y'all ready? Let's move forward. At that time, Abiah, the son of Jeroboam, fell sick. Now, look how this picks up. It stops by saying, and this thing became sin to the house of Jeroboam, so as to cut it off and to destroy it from the face of the earth. This thing became sin. What was the thing that became sin? The practice of idolatry, where he made the statues and the idols and had people go into these places to worship. It became sin. So much that it affected his immediate household. But I want you to watch sometimes, because when you do sinful things, you don't know if you're putting at life the risk of righteous people. Like in this instance we're going to read about right now. And Jeroboam said to his wife, arise and disguise yourself, that it might not be known that you are the wife of Jeroboam, and go to Shiloh. Behold, Ahiah the prophet is there, who said of me, what I should be king over this people. Take with you 10 loaves, some cakes, and a jar of honey, and go to him. See, he told his wife to take a gift to the man of the Most High. Whenever, if you want to move in an honorable status, whenever you go meet a man that's in leadership, spiritual leader, head of your people, a prince, a king, an emperor, you go bearing gifts. Not a lot of people have that principle and understanding in life. Well, I ain't got to go nowhere. I'm just going to pop in Facebook. You know, you come to Sukkot, Shavuot, the holy days, you should acknowledge and bring a gift for the leader of your people. You should. Because that's exactly what you learn that from Scripture. Let somebody tell you that ain't in the Scripture. You can look at them sideways now. But it is. Take with you 10 loaves, some cakes, and a jar of honey, and go to him. Never once did it say, take you a cheesesteak, a piece of calf, or some chickens. Take with you 10 loaves, some cakes, and a jar of honey, and go to him. He will tell you what shall happen to the child. Because remember, his son fell sick after Scripture declared him as being wicked and not walking after the ways of the Most High. Jeroboam's wife did so. She arose and went to Shiloh and came to the house of Ahiah. Now, Ahiah could not see, for his eyes were dim because of his age. Now, I heard one man say that if you are a prophet of the Most High or a servant of the Most High, you shouldn't have no ailments. Nothing should be wrong with you. You should be in perfect health. But now we see, well, that's not true. We know Ahiah was a great prophet of the Most High, but yet he's blind. He can't see. So this shows you that sometimes people with flaws in this life can serve the Almighty. And if we know, a lot of us have a lot of flaws. But Ahiah dedicated his life to the Most High. For his eyes was dim because of his age. And the Most High said to Ahiah, behold, the wife of Jeroboam is coming to inquire to you concerning her son, for he is sick. Thus and thus shall you say to her. Wow. I done went too far. Please forgive me for a second. All right. First Kings chapter 14, verse 5. For thus and thus shall you say to her, when she came, she pretended to be another woman. But when Ahiah heard the sound of her feet as she came in at the door, he said, come in, wife of Jeroboam. Why do you pretend to be another? So that's how you know you're dealing with a man who is truly a prophet. He can tell you things that there's no other way he could possibly know this unless he's connected to the Creator. But even after doing that, you still test him. You still test him in an area or a field that he's not accustomed to. But when Ahiah heard the sounds of her feet as she came in the door, he said, come in, wife of Jeroboam. Why do you pretend to be another? For I am charged with unbearable news for you. Go tell Jeroboam, thus saith the Most High, the Elohim of Israel, because I exalted you from among the people and made you leader over my people Israel, and tore the kingdom away from the house of my servant David and gave it to you, and yet you have not been like my servant David, who kept my commandments and followed me with all his mind, doing only that which was right in my eyes. But you have done evil above all who were before you. You have gone and made for yourself other gods and metal images, provoking me to anger, and has cast me behind your back. So therefore, had we not done those things, then we still could have been in favor of the Almighty. Therefore, behold, I will bring harm upon you, the house of Jeroboam, and will cut off from Jeroboam every male, both male and free, both bond and free in Israel. It will burn up the house of Jeroboam as a man turns up dung until it's all gone. Until a man burns up dung until it's all gone. Anyone belonging to Jeroboam who dies in the city, the dogs shall eat. And anyone who dies in the open country, the birds of the heavens shall eat. For the Most High have spoken it. Arise, therefore, go to your house. When your feet enter the city, the child shall die. And all Israel shall mourn for him and bury him. For he only of Jeroboam shall come to the grave. Peace to him. Because of him, there is found something pleasing to the Most High, your Elohim, Elohei Israel, in the house of Jeroboam. So something was pleasing him about this young man. But the Most High called him away. And sometimes Scripture says that the Most High will call away the righteous to prevent them from seeing the day of judgment or the atrocities that's about to befall the people. Moreover, the Most High will raise up to himself a king over Israel, who shall cut off the house of Jeroboam today and henceforth. And the Most High will strike Israel as a reed is shaken in the water and rooted up. Out of this good land that he gave to their fathers and scattered them beyond the Euphrates, because they have made their Asherah provoking to the Most High to anger. And he will give Israel up because of the sins of Jeroboam, which he sinned and made Israel to sin. Then Jeroboam's wife arose and departed and came to Tirzah. And as she came to the threshing hole, of the house, the child died. And all Israel buried him and mourned for him, according to the word of the Most High, which he spoke by his servant Ahiah. Ahiah the prophet. Now the rest of the acts of Jeroboam, how he warred and how he reigned, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. And at the time that Jeroboam reigned was 22 years. And he slept with his fathers, and Nadab his son reigned in his place. Now Rehoboam, the son of Shalomo, reigned in Judah. Rehoboam was 41 years old when he began to reign. 41, so I was correct. He was 41 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, the city that the Most High had chosen out of all the tribes of Israel to put his name there. His mother's name was Naamah, the Ammonite. So this man was from, his mother's side was from the tribes of Ammon. And Judah, or Yehudah, did what was evil in the sight of the Most High, and they provoked him to jealousy with their sin that they committed, more than all that their fathers have done. For they also built for themselves high places and pillars and Ashereth on every high hill and under every green tree. And there were also male cult prostitutes in the land. Some of your books might say sodomites, but they were male homosexuals or kadosh, kodashim, something like that, male prostitutes in the land. They did according to all the abominations of the nations that the Most High drove out before the land of Israel. In the 5th year of King Rehoboam, Shishak, king of Egypt, came up against Jerusalem. He took away the treasures of the house of the Most High and the treasures of the king's house. He took away everything. He also took away the shields of gold that Shalomo had made, and King Rehoboam made in their place shields of bronze and committed them to the hands of the officers, the guards, who kept the door of the king's house. And as often as the king went into the house of the Most High, the guards carried them and brought them back to the quadrant. Now the rest of the acts of Rehoboam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the king of Yehudah? And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam continually. And Rehoboam slept with his fathers and was buried with his father in the city of David. His mother's name was Naamah, the Ammonite. And Abiram, his son, reigned in his place. So his son took right after him. So we had Dawid, we had Shlomo, we had Rehoboam, and then we got Abiyam. This is deep. This is deep. All right, so that's the 15th chapter. Are there any questions or comments, family? 14th chapter. That was the 14th chapter. My apologies. Are there any questions or comments? No questions, no comments? All righty, got something I want you to see. Be patient for a minute, please. You know how we do what we do.
American writer Gore Vidal quotes, "Every time a friend succeeds, I die a little." Envy is a tricky emotion that can be hard to detect. It can be dangerous because it can motivate people's actions in negative ways. If we're angry at someone because of something they did, we might try to hide it. But eventually our anger will come out in some way, like through our body language. And if we act on our anger, the other person will usually know what made us angry. But if we are feeling envy, we are not likely to tell the person who is the source of that envy how we feel. We may not even be aware that we are feeling envy. Envy is more often than a hidden emotion. The feeling of envy is when we want what someone else has. We might feel like we deserve to have what they have, but feel helpless to get it. Envy is also admitting that we are inferior to another person in something. This can be painful to admit and even more painful for others to see. If you want to understand why people do the things they do, it's important to be able to recognize when someone is feeling envy. Envy is a complicated emotion, but if you can learn to read the signs, you can get to the root of what motivates people. There are 3 ways to recognize envy. First, try to learn the signs of envy so you can spot it when it happens. Second, be aware of the types of people so you can avoid them or be extra careful around them. Finally, third, understand the circumstances and actions that might trigger envy in people so you can avoid them. This is first video of playlist envy emotion. In this video, I will cover sign of envy, and in next 3 video, I will cover types of envy people, triggers of envy, and how to use your envy. Let's start with sign of envy. Sign 1, micro expressions. When people feel envy, they sometimes try to trick themselves into thinking it is something else. But at first, they're more likely to let their true feelings show. First impressions are often the most accurate. This is because people usually show their true colors when they first meet someone. Envy is often shown through someone's eyes. The word envy comes from the Latin word invidia, which means to look through, to probe with the eyes like a dagger. The early meaning of the word was associated with the evil eye and the belief that a look could actually convey a curse and physically harm someone. The eyes are telling us that someone is feeling envy. This person doesn't just have their eyes affected, but their whole face looks like they disapprove of what they're seeing, and they might be feeling hostility too. The envious person's eyes will look at you in a way that seems to show they don't like you and are a little bit angry. Their face little bit look like a child who feels cheated. The envier's mouth is turned down at the corners. The nose is in a sneering, upturned position, and the chin is jutting out. The envier's look does not last more than a second or 2. It is usually followed by a strained, fake smile. The German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer devised a quick way to elicit these looks and test for envy. If you tell a suspected envier some good news about yourself, and they react with a very quick expression of disappointment, their tone of voice as they congratulate you will betray some tension and strain. Also, if you tell them some misfortune of yours and notice the uncontrollable micro expression of joy in your pain, they are likely envious. If you see someone giving you micro expression, it could be a sign that they're jealous of you and are trying to make your life difficult. Be careful around people like this. Sign 2, poisonous praise. A major envy attack is when someone is really trying to make you feel bad about yourself. It might be preceded by little envy bites, offhand comments that are meant to bother you. For example, if you complete any work or project, this poisonous people compliments you on your work, but also implies that you only did it for the money. They might try to make you feel bad by saying that you only did it for the money. They might say this even if you have worked very hard and put a lot of effort into your project. It might make you feel uncomfortable and confusing. These comments are meant to cause doubt and damage, and they usually happen when you're feeling happy about your work. When people talk about your success, they might also mention the parts of your audience that are not very likable. For example, they might mention some negative comment which someone said previously. Even though this might not be a very nice thing to say, it might make you feel guilty. Some people will say nice things about something you have lost as a way to make themselves feel better. This might make you feel uncomfortable because it seems like they are happy that you are experiencing a tough time. If someone does this to you a lot, it might be because they are secretly jealous of you. Sign 3, backbiting. If someone talks about other people a lot, particularly people they know, they will probably talk about you too. Gossip is often a way for people to share mean things they've heard about other people. When someone is gossiping, you can tell they enjoy it by the way their eyes light up and their voice sounds excited. They will only say bad things about the person and will try to make that person look bad. If someone tells you a story that is mean or hurtful about another person, that person is probably jealous of the person they are talking about. If this happens more than once, that person is not a good friend and you should be careful about trusting them. Sign 4, the push and pull. Some people try to become friends with you too quickly. They might praise you a lot or try to spend a lot of time with them. They might do this because they want to learn about the person's weaknesses. After sometimes, this person is your friend, but sometimes they say mean things to you that don't seem to be related to anything you've done. They might be nice again afterwards, but then do it again. It's like you're stuck between the friendship and the pain they cause, and you feel guilty without any reason. Some people are really good at finding ways to make other people feel bad about themselves. They might do this by pointing out things that the other person has done wrong, or by making them feel bad about things they said in the past. These people might seem like they're always trying to start arguments with the people they're friends with. And when those friends try to defend themselves or end the friendship, you might notice that these people have had a lot of friends who they don't talk to anymore because of big arguments. Usually, the reason they act like this is because they're jealous of something about their friends, and they want to make themselves feel better by making their friends feel bad. In general, if someone is criticizing you and it doesn't seem to be based on anything you've done, it's probably because they're strongly envy of you. If you are observant, you will notice that although the signs of envy may be subtle, they tend to leak out. A single sign of envy might suggest that the person is passive or weak. You should look for combinations or repetitions of the signs to identify a pattern before moving to alert mode. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe, like, and share with your friends and family.
All right, family. You learn anything new about envious people? Anything about haters? Did you learn anything new about how to detect envious people, haters at their game? Are there any questions or comments about today's lesson? Yes, that's true. They will speak your language just to befriend you so that you can share up, open up, and let out some of the secrets that you have. So like the lady said in the video, so they can find your weaknesses. So they can find your weaknesses. Are there any other questions or comments, family? That's right, just pay attention. They will expose themselves, but you have to be watching. What happens is we're so gullible, we just let new people into our lives and never have any understanding of who they are, and never testing them to see if they're worthy to be into your life. Because you got to remember, you are a very powerful person, meaning that you're very gullible, you're very friendly, you know, you're not the average person. Therefore, you just can't let people come into your life, because they will destroy you, they will tear you down, or they may take what little you may have. And you don't want that to happen. So you have to be mindful of people. Haters will speak your language. Not much new, basically pay attention. I've noticed that those signs, but don't notice them right off until I really thought about a situation later on. And you're right. You don't think about it right away. You can see those signs, but you got to like lay in the bed later on that night and you got to pay close attention to it. And then you'll see that this person means you no good. But a lot of times you never see it because you don't look for it, because you put so much trust in the individual as your friend, as your sister, as your brother. And a lot of times people just there to get for them. However they can come up off your back, they will. Rules and regulations, they start running. All right. If there's no more questions, we're going to close out in prayer. Are there any more questions or comments, family? Any questions or comments? Anything? All right, then. We're going to close it out. We're going to make prayer to the Most High. Is there anyone in the audience who wish to close us out in prayer today? So you going to do it? Yeah, I'm trying to see if anybody else wants to do it. Anybody else wants to close us out in prayer today? All right, let's go. Al-Dabar, may the Most High be praised. Cheddar-Rabah.
All honor, all glory, all praises go unto you and you alone, our Creator. Most High, we come before you, prostrating ourselves, begging for your permission to approach unto your throne. O Heavenly Father, one who knows, sees, and is all, we thank you, O Creator, for allowing us to have this day, this beautiful Shabbat day. We thank you, Creator, for the lesson that was brought to us by your servant, Prince Kazarian. We thank you, Creator, for the patience that you have with us to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. We ask, O Most High, that the lesson that was brought to us today, that we take heed, because the same things that were happening in the old days are the same things that are happening now, just different faces in different places. But the energies of a lot of those same people whose DNA has been passed on is still present. Most High, we ask that you be with the righteous, O Creator. those who are seeking you earnestly, O Most High, as you always say, as it is said in the book, that you desire a willing heart. So those that are out here willingly, O Most High, doing your law, statutes, and commandments as righteously as they have, as they understand to be, O Creator. Be with them, show them mercy, O Creator, for do your will. Show them grace, O Most High. Most High, we ask that you be with Yeshua on the four corners of the earth, O Creator, for do your will. Be with all those at the sound of my voice today and those who will listen in the future, O Creator. Grant them peace, prosperity, healing, comfort, strength, because so many of us are going through different things at one time, and we all don't know what each other is going through. But Most High, you do, O Most High. Most High, be with those who are in the prison houses unjustly. Be with those who are in the prison houses being treated unjustly. Be with those who are in the hospitals, O Most High. In these places that they so-called heal you, but they're making you sicker, O Creator. Heal them, O Most High, as you are the ultimate glorifier. Most High, be with our elders in these homes that are being mistreated. Allow their families to take notice, O Creator, and do what they need to do to make sure that they are comforted and treated well. Most High, be with all of our children, O Creator, the children who are hungry at this time, the children who are being abused mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, O Creator. Lift them up, O Most High. Heal those who, if it be your will, who are causing these abuses, O Creator. Or find refuge for those children, O Most High, to be your will. Be with all those who are crying out unto you, O Most High, in their need, for whether it be for emergency or for longevity, O Creator. Most High, we thank you for the blessings that you have placed upon us with our school, with our land, within our families, O Most High. And we ask that, or we announce that, we will take these blessings, the Creator, that you have given to us and do our best to fulfill what you have already positioned for us to do. Most High, be with the elders in our communities. Allow them to continue to be here so we can set their feet for the wisdom that they are here to give us, to show us, O Most High, the righteous elders, O Creator. Be with all those who are fasting or will start fasting, start any fast, O Creator. Be with all those who are keeping the holy season already, O Most High, amongst us. Allow all of us to show our true love, guidance, our true appreciation and thankfulness to all that you have allowed us to do and be on this earth. We thank you, Creator, for all things and everything. And we all say, Toda Rabbah, Most High. Toda Abi, Abi, Toda Rabbah, Selah.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Say, Prince, you gotta get your trumpet game up, Prince. Gotta get your trumpet game up, Prince. May the Most High be praised. All right? All right, family. Any questions, any comments before we leave out of here? Any more questions or comments, family? Before we close it down? All right. Well, what did y'all get out of the lesson today? Y'all want to talk about, y'all want to write some of that in there? What y'all get out of this lesson? Because we close it down, it's gone. So if you got something you want to say, now will be the time to do so. All right. May the Most High be with you all. And tentatively, everybody needs to know that the holy day, Yom Teruah, thus far, Yom Teruah is on the 24th, the 23rd at sunset, all day the 24th of September, the month coming up. Yom Teruah thus far is the 23rd at sunset, all day the 24th of September. Anyone wishing to come out, you can come out. Let's let them know ahead of time that you're coming. You can stay for the whole month if you want, and we'll do what we can do to accommodate you here for the whole month. So let us know. May the Most High be with you all. Shabbat Shalom Lakim. Okay.